Chapter 287. 2 Star Traveler Youths, 4 Star Level Bodyguards and 2 Liquid Silver Guards, 1 Dream Shell Clan Servant. This was Luo Feng's little team. Even though the Star level is considered a powerful warrior, the Universe level is the true tyrant. The tyrant of a galaxy. Luo Feng thought as he walked, when my golden horned beast reaches the Universe level, that's when I'll have enough power. However, the golden horned beast swallows metals. I need large amounts of money to buy them. Money, money, money. Why don't I sell the arc cutter blade? Luo Feng pondered. He had the soaring shuttle and the arc cutter blade. He only needed 1 spirit weapon for normal battles. What's more, he had his ultimate weapon, the hybrid copper essence shard. Should I sell the arc cutter blade? Luo Feng struggled within. Luo Feng, there's a treasure shop in front. There are all sorts of special treasures, all sorts of random things. The only thing they have in common is that they're all treasures. Hence they're all very expensive. Let's go take a look first. The slave market isn't far from here anyway. Gao Xing laughed and shouted. Treasure shop? Luo Feng curiously followed Gao Xing into the treasure shop. This treasure shop took up a huge amount of space, comparable to Earth's large plazas. Within the shop there were battle uniforms, tamed beasts, spirit weapons, special fruits, robots, etc., all sorts of random things. They all had holograms, all of them extremely expensive. This treasure shop can't compare to spirit weapons, robots and other shops that have a full range of goods. However, its power lies in its complexity. Gao Xing complimented. Brother, you take a look first, I'll take a good look and play with it. Luo Feng looked at the holograms one by one, looking at the prices. Expensive. Too expensive. There's even a cloud contact vine seed? The amethyst fruit, that's sick. Luo Feng's expression was calm, however his heart was in turmoil. Even if he were to sell Earth, this shop still wouldn't be able to afford it. This is, Luo Feng suddenly saw a small piece of metal. From his memories, it was an extremely important metal for training in deities of the world. That's it. The first level of deities of the world, this metal was the most important. Price, translated to Earth's units, 1 gram is 200 black dragon dollars? Luo Feng stared. Using grams as a unit? With the golden horned beast's body size, when it eats, it would be measured in tons. Luo Feng felt a sense of powerlessness. In the universe, this metal was sold by the gram. Just like on Earth, gold was sold by the gram. Even the richest man on Earth would be dumbfounded if a pet suddenly had to eat tons of gold every day. It was the same principle. 1 gram is 200 black dragon coins. 1 ton, that's 200 million black dragon dollars? Luo Feng blinked. The golden horned beast trains in deities of the world. It eats about a ton every day that year. An astronomical number. A series of numbers floated through Luo Feng's mind. No wonder, no wonder. No wonder generations after generations of golden horned beasts only managed to complete the first level of deities of the world. Brother Luo Feng, what are you looking at? Gao Xing walked over and looked. Memory attributed metal? This kind of metal is good stuff. If you mix a little of it into a weapon, it will automatically recover from damage. There were many types of memory metals. They were all calculated by the gram. Expensive. I'm going out to get some fresh air. Luo Feng got more and more angry and helpless as he looked. In the vast universe there were many treasures. Things that strengthen one's strength, things that strengthen one's soul, there were many. Don't be afraid of not having treasures, just afraid of not having enough money to buy them. With enough wealth, buying a planet was extremely easy, making trillions of people your slaves was also very simple. I'm not looking either, I don't have money to buy them. Let's go to the slave market. Gao Xing said helplessly. The slave market took up an area of over 300 kilometers. If it was on Earth, it would definitely be a gigantic city. However, on Dragon Star, it was only a small part of Dragon City. The slave market was filled with people. This was the largest slave market in the surrounding 100 galaxies. These Iron Luo people are all very strong, even though they don't know how to train and are a bit dumb. They are all comparable to a student level 9 fighter. Each one only costs 20 black dragon dollars. If you buy a lot, you can even get a discount. Outside the huge slave market, there were even people helping to attract customers, enthusiastically introducing. Luo Feng was a bit speechless. Student level 9? Isn't that the same as Earth's advanced level war gods? 20 black dragon dollars for one? Spending 100 million, doesn't that mean you can buy 5 million advanced level war gods? Star Traveler level and below can't become citizens, hence the prices are very low. Gao Xing said as he walked. Star Traveler level and below, unless they are absolute beauties or have some special characteristics, they usually cost around 10 black dragon dollars. Look, over there, they're all beauties. In the distance, a group of incomparably beautiful women of all races, some with fair skin, some with furry tails, some with cat ears, some looking like Earth's people, every single one of them, if placed on Earth, would be devastatingly beautiful. Each one is 5,000 black dragon dollars. They're all top-grade beauties. If you buy more, you can even get a discount. Beside, a beautiful lady shouted. HM? Luo Feng looked at the other plaza. The strong energy of the strong was wantonly emitting. Many Star Traveler level 6 and 7, even level 8 and 9 fighters and spirit readers were standing there. Only a small number of Star Traveler level 3 and 4. Many of their auras were no weaker than Hong and Thunder God. 5,000? 8,000? That Star Traveler level 8 is 20,000? Star Traveler level 9 Spirit Reader is 100,000? Luo Feng looked at the prices. 100,000 black dragon dollars. One could buy a Star Traveler level 9 Spirit Reader. If placed on Earth, that would be almost invincible. Gao Xing, who was beside Luo Feng, didn't care. Star Traveler levels can at most be hired thugs or servants. They don't have much use. In the universe, the star level is considered the best level for bodyguards and servants. However, the Star Traveler level and below is about 10 black dragon dollars, the Star Traveler level is about 10,000, and the star level is about 100 million. Under Gao Xing's lead, they quickly arrived at an even more spacious plaza. Standing there were a total of 18 fighters and spirit readers. They were star level 1, 2, 3, level 9 fighter and spirit reader, one each. Every one of them had a price. The 18 star level slaves all automatically released their auras, displaying their strength. Especially the star level 8 and 9, they were much stronger than the golden horned beast from back then. This group of people gathered together. The aura they emitted made Luo Feng tremble uncontrollably. So strong. Gao Xing muttered beside. It's making my legs tremble uncontrollably. Very strong. Luo Feng held his breath. Leaping through levels was a leap in life itself. The further one went, the more exaggerated the leap would be. If it was said that a Star Traveler level 1 was several times stronger than a student level 9, then a Star Traveler level 1 was more than 10 times stronger than a Star Traveler level 9, and a Universe level 1 was much stronger than a Star Traveler level 9. The further one went, the greater the gap between the levels. This was also why, back then, the Star Traveler level 7 and 8 Hong and Thunder God, who were both domain warriors and had their souls immolated, couldn't even break through the golden horned beast scales. It was Hong's final burst of power that broke through the scales. One was that the golden horned beast was too strong, two was that the gap between the star level and Star Traveler level was too high, the difference was too huge. These 18 slaves, all of their auras were much stronger than Luo Feng's. Taking out a star level 7 or 8, it would definitely sweep through the entire Earth. One finger could crush Luo Feng to death. Star level 1 fighters sure are cheap, only 1 million. Star level 4 fighters 20 million? Star level 7 fighters are too expensive, they actually cost 500 million. Star level 8 fighters 2 billion, star level 9 fighters 5 billion. Luo Feng looked at the prices. As for spirit readers, it was 3 times the price of a fighter of the same level. The prices are still reasonable. Gao Xing evaluated. This gentleman, do you have any plans for these star-level slaves? Immediately, a person in charge of the plaza ran over, obviously looking at Luo Feng and Gao Xing's bodyguards. He guessed that they were big customers with the ability to buy. I already have all the star-level ones. Gao Xing looked at the person in charge, smiling. I heard that on Dragon Star, there were universe-level slaves for sale. Luo Feng was shocked. Universe-level slaves? A galaxy's normal development would only produce 1 universe-level warrior. Universe-level, that was a true local tyrant. Universe-level slaves? However, regarding the slaves' information, Luo Feng had learned from Babata, the slaves' brains were all implanted with a biochip, after which it fused with the brain. The moment it was implanted, there was no way to leave, they would be completely loyal to the master. To destroy the biochip, one had to destroy the brain, and the human warrior's soul was in the consciousness. Hence, destroying the brain meant death. Unless one became a domain lord, the domain lord's soul could already leave the brain, destroying the biochip in the brain. Hence, according to the theory, with the biochip implanted, the strongest the slave could reach was a universe level 9. Of course, if it was the Yun Mo planet secret technique, the soul imprint technique, that could even control an undying warrior. However, that technique, in the vast universe, it was a top secret technique that definitely wouldn't be passed on to outsiders. Universe level slave? If you want to buy it, sure, our boss above can arrange it. The person in charge smiled. I'm just asking, I can't afford it. Gao Xing laughed loudly. Universe-level slaves are expensive. No choice, capturing a universe-level warrior alive was already difficult, adding the biochip implanted makes it even harder. A universe level, its price is in the trillions of black dragon dollars. More expensive than a planet. The person in charge shook his head. From what I see, with that money, you might as well buy 10 or 20 star level 9 warriors back. Who knows, if your luck is good, one of them will break through to the universe level. When that time comes and you sell it, wouldn't you be rich? You're messing with me. Gao Xing stared. A star level 9 breaking through to the universe level? 1 out of 100,000? I'm just saying. The person in charge laughed loudly. Luo Feng, however, looked at the slaves with envy. A star level 8 or 9, compared to his Earth clone, was over 1,000 times stronger. Even if the star level 4 golden horned beast went all out, it wouldn't be a match. If he didn't meet a universe level, such a slave as a bodyguard, he would be able to do whatever he wanted. And the slave controlled by the biochip was definitely obedient. In countless years, there had never been a case of a slave rebelling against its owner. It's just too expensive. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. The golden horned beast needs money to become stronger. Deities of the world needs money to train. Becoming a leader of Earth needs money too. Getting powerful and obedient underlings still needs money. Damn it. Luo Feng gritted his teeth. I don't use the arc cutter blade much anyway. The real trump card is the hybrid copper essence shard. I might as well sell the arc cutter blade. When that time comes, I'll have enough money to train and buy slaves. P.S. 2 chapters completed. Just wanted to ask. Do I have a monthly ticket? Chapter 288. Indecisiveness would only lead to trouble. One arc cutter blade didn't have much of an impact on his strength, but the moment he sold it, it would be of great help to him. Look, there are Dream Shell Clan people there too. Gao Xing's eyes gleamed, pointing into the distance and shouting, Sha Sha, those are all from your clan, right? Luo Feng followed Gao Xing's finger and looked over. Beautiful jade-haired girls were there. Some were alluring, some were young and inexperienced, all of them were extremely beautiful. Beside them, there was a group of jade-haired handsome men, all of them dressed up very valiantly and handsomely. XXXX. The group of Dream Shell Clan slaves looked at Sha Sha. some of them saying a bunch of strange words. Triple X. The servant girl behind Gao Xing's eyes reddened, crying as she shouted out a string of words. What, you know them? Gao Xing was shocked. The Dream Shell Clan slaves were rather famous in the slave market. The Dream Shell Clan's population was definitely in the trillions. He didn't expect the servant girl he took in the restaurant to know those slaves. I know them, Sha Sha said. Master, they are from the same hometown as me, the same batch that was captured by the leader and sold to the slave traders. Captured by the leader? Luo Feng creased his eyebrows beside. The leader of the planet not only didn't protect his own people, he actually sold them? Yes. Sha Sha gritted her teeth and said hatefully, Our hometown, that's a beautiful planet. The leader is our strongest warrior. He controls the entire planet. He has 2 demon kings under him, both star-level warriors. Star levels, in our hometown, that's already invincible. Our normal clansmen only have a few star travelers. They're not a match for the demon kings. The 2 demon kings lead an army, capturing large amounts of mature girls and youths, and then selling them to the slave traders. Sha Sha cried. Large amounts of our clansmen reproduce on the planet, and then get sold. This is our fate. We can't change it. These words made Luo Feng's heart go cold. My God! There was actually a planet specially used to raise slaves? Just like harvesting chives, batch after batch. Selling slaves is an extremely profitable business. Gao Xing shook his head beside. A planet with tens of billions of people can reproduce in a few decades. Selling hundreds of millions of people was a huge fortune. However, this kind of thing is very disgusting. Once a race gives birth to a super powerhouse, then the planet lord is finished. Therefore, they usually only do this to some weak races, and those who dare to do this are all planet lords with powerful backgrounds. There are countless races in the human race. Some of the weaker races are very weak when they reach adulthood. It was extremely difficult to produce a planetary state. It's very normal for such a race to be treated as a slave race, Gao Xing said. Ice cold. A bone-chilling cold. The universe was too naked. If Earth is discovered. Luo Feng's heart was trembling. The Earthlings were too weak. Even reaching the first star traveler level was extremely difficult. At this level, some powerful forces in the universe would directly make them into a slave race. They would reproduce for generations and then be sold as slaves. Generation after generation, it was endless. Like the Dream Shell Clan. No. Luo Feng's heart was filled with rage. Anger. He couldn't accept this. Absolutely not. After coming to Dragon Star, seeing the star-level warrior that could crush him with a finger, was only a restaurant manager, an important slave, a bodyguard. Luo Feng understood. Why Babata made him pretend to be a disciple of a big family. Pretending to be a disciple with a powerful background. So, the universe was so naked. If you were weak, you would be stepped on. No one would give you any charity. If your race was weak, then your entire race would be stepped on, even enslaved. No one would help you. You could only rely on yourself. Disciple of a big family? Liquid silver guards? Black dragon ship? I'm not even a disciple of a big family. Unmo planet disciple? Unmo planet has already been destroyed. I'm just an earthling, a weak earthling. I still have to rely on disguise to gain some respect on Dragon Star. Otherwise, who would respect a little star traveler from an aboriginal planet? Luo Feng looked at the slave Sha Sha before him. Looking at the group of Dream Shell Clan slaves. The female slaves were weak, while the male slaves were already star travelers. Obviously, the Dream Shell Clan was even stronger than the Earthlings. Dream Shell Clan Earthlings. Luo Feng thought to himself. I definitely won't let Earth follow in the footsteps of the Dream Shell Clan. Definitely not. Luo Feng thought to himself. A flame burned within his body. Seeing the Dream Shell Clan, Luo Feng was completely awake. In this vast universe, there were tens of thousands of human races. The strong bloodlines, like the Manka people, reached the domain lord level when they reached adulthood, and the weak were even weaker than the Earthlings. Among them, the Earthlings were ranked lower. Most of their adult strength didn't even reach the student level 1, they were simply too weak. Why were the Manka people strong? It was because of the hard work of their ancestors that they were able to improve the genes of their descendants. For any race to rise, they needed a hero to stand up, a pioneer to open a path. Since there are no strong ancestors, then let me open a path. Since I can't rely on others, then I can only rely on myself. Walking with Gao Xing and the others in the slave market, looking at the groups of slaves, many of them were sold in groups, thousands or even tens of thousands could easily be ordered. This made Luo Feng's heart even colder. If one day, the Earthlings were sold in tens of thousands, among them were his own people, even his own family and descendants. That would be a nightmare. Brother Gao Xing, I still have things to do, let's part ways here. At the exit of the slave market, Luo Feng said goodbye to Gao Xing. Alright, Luo Feng, if there's anything, contact me through the virtual universe network. These few years I'll be on Dragon Star. Gao Xing said passionately. Definitely. Immediately the two separated. Watching Luo Feng and the two liquid silver guards leave, Gao Xing muttered softly, "Is it a school training? Or a large family's test?" After which, he shook his head and left with his bodyguards. He never would have thought that this black-haired youth with a huge background was actually the strongest warrior of an aboriginal planet. Even though he was the strongest warrior of the planet, he was still only at the Star Traveler level. Right now I have to quickly increase my own strength, increase Earth strength. Luo Feng walked on the streets of Dragon City. There were two ways to increase one's strength. The first was to increase the human body's strength. The second was to increase the golden horned beast's strength. The golden horned beast has the strongest battle power. Luo Feng thought, however, to let the golden horned beast reach the universe level in 1 or 2 years. The amount of money required is not even enough to sell the arc cutter blade. Then there's only one way. Let my human body's strength swiftly reach the star level. After which, go to the Universe Galaxy Bank and take out the first account my teacher left behind. Using the money from this account, I'll let the golden horned beast's body swiftly reach the universe level. Luo Feng easily made a plan for himself. With the Yun-Mo planet master's strength, any hair he plucked out would be much stronger than the Dragon Star domain leader. He believed that the money from this first account wouldn't disappoint him. Babata, I want to sell the arc cutter blade, where's the best place to sell it? Luo Feng asked. You really want to sell it? Babata couldn't help but ask. Right. Luo Feng was extremely determined. If it wasn't for the Undying Warrior's corpse, weapon, hybrid copper essence shard, eternal love which was even more valuable than the hybrid copper essence shard, taking it out would be suicide. Why did Luo Feng have to work so hard? The hybrid copper essence shard, eternal love, these were all things that would make a domain lord go crazy. And the Yun-Mo planet ship, these were things that would make an undying warrior go crazy. Luo Feng didn't dare take them out. If you want to sell it, go to the treasure shop from before. Babata said. Treasure shop? Luo Feng was stunned. The treasure shop supply can't compare to the spirit weapon shops, they'll give you a higher price. Babata said. Luo Feng rushed towards the treasure shop. After a while, it's the customer from before. He's actually here for the second time. He should be here to buy something. The shop attendant saw Luo Feng and welcomed him passionately. Dear sir, what can I do for you? The waiter asked with a smile. I want to sell a spirit weapon. Luo Feng looked at him, this shocked the attendant. Luo Feng continued, It's level 3. Please wait a moment. The attendant was trembling. Spirit weapons were originally a luxury item. The price of every increase in level was frightening. Even the lowest level 3 spirit weapons had a few billion, and the highest level 3 ones could reach up to a few hundred billion. Sir, please come inside to discuss. Very quickly, the attendant ran out, respectfully bringing Luo Feng to a guest room inside. Within the guest room, the originally seated old man with red and blue stripes on his face, a 2.6 tall old man smiled and stood up, slightly bowing. Respected customer, I heard you want to sell a level 3 spirit weapon? This was a star level 6 warrior, on a normal planet. He was definitely an invincible being. Yes. Luo Feng nodded. I wonder what spirit weapon it is? The old man asked. Luo Feng flipped his hand and the arc cutter blade appeared. The old man's eyes gleamed. This is the arc cutter blade, in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's normal spirit weapon shops. The arc cutter blade's price is 21 billion Black Dragon dollars. Luo Feng said. Developing a mature spirit weapon, it was easy to imitate it. Of course, normal level 3 spirit weapons, only Sector Lord warriors could barely create and imitate it. It even required an undying being to create it. Selling weapons had always been an extremely profitable business, just like how the soaring shuttle was created by Hu Yenbo, but the arc cutter blade wasn't created by him. The number of soaring shuttles in the universe was relatively low. The arc cutter blade, however, was a rather common level 3 spirit weapon. Its usage methods, this treasure shop definitely had it. A green light enveloped the arc cutter blade. It's a standard arc cutter blade, the materials used are not bad, and it's in perfect condition. The old man smiled as he looked at Luo Feng. I can give you 16 billion Black Dragon dollars to buy it. 18 billion, I can't go any lower. Luo Feng shook his head. This 18 billion was what Babata had told him. 18 billion Black Dragon dollars? The old man looked at Luo Feng. This youth before him seemed to have a good understanding of their line of work. If they wanted to purchase, first of all it would be difficult, they would have to wait for the goods. Spirit weapons were after all something only sector lords could imitate and create. Secondly, they would have to spend over 18 billion to get one arc cutter blade. Deal. The old man looked at Luo Feng. Chapter 289. The two sides drew up a contract. Because Luo Feng didn't have a bank card, so Luo Feng had a special request. After applying for a new bank card at the Universe Galaxy Bank, both parties completed the transaction. The arc cutter disc belonged to the rare treasure shop, and the huge sum of 18 billion Black Dragon dollars belonged to Luo Feng. This bank card is really strange. It's actually fused with a spiritual imprint. Only the original owner can use the bank card. Others can't use it even if they get it. Luo Feng was amazed. This was definitely an extremely safe method, more secure than any password. After all, everyone's spirit imprint is different. The Universe Galaxy Bank, a super bank that covered the entire universe. In the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, they would only accept customers with deposits of over 100 million Black Dragon dollars. 18 billion. That's a huge sum. For example, Gao Xing and the others, as well as Wei Lin, whom they had met in the restaurant. Luo Feng's mind felt the 18 billion in his space ring, and was a bit excited. Why are you so excited? Just one hybrid copper essence shard was priceless. The UNMO planet ship, made from countless hybrid copper essences, was something that even undying experts coveted. That's what true wealth is. Babata couldn't help but say, obviously he couldn't bear to see Luo Feng like that. No matter how expensive it is, if you don't dare take it out, what's the point? Luo Feng said. Babata was stunned. The UNMO planet ship was something that even the entire Black Dragon Mountain Empire would not hesitate to pay any price to snatch. Would Luo Feng dare to take it out? Even if one became a universe level, or a domain lord, they wouldn't dare take it out. Together with the old man, he returned to the treasure shop from the Universe Galaxy Bank. Right now I don't have enough money to let my golden horned beast reach the universe level in a short period of time. Then, I need to quickly increase my body's strength. Luo Feng was very clear that in the vast universe, huge amounts of wealth represented great power. He had to get his hands on the first bank account that his teacher had given him as soon as possible. Therefore, he had to improve his physical strength as soon as possible. Only in this way could his soul improve rapidly. After all, the golden horned beast's soul was a star level 4, Luo Feng's body strength had no limit. Luo Feng, the Muya crystals have life energy, it can raise a person's soul and body. And there were no side effects. That's why. The Muya crystal can allow an advanced level war god to evolve to the Star Traveler level 1 stage. It can also make monsters transform. Babata said, "Of course, you don't need to strengthen your fleshly body or soul. You only need to strengthen your body." Luo Feng's body was the main reason why his strength was limited. To strengthen your body, with the money you have now, the best is the Jade Wave Marrow. Babata explained, Blue Wave Marrow is a very effective treasure at the Star Traveler level. At different stages, treasures had different effects. For example, Marika's Water of Life could allow ordinary people to regrow their limbs. The Spirit of Nature could increase the power of the War God, and some special Spirit of Nature could even heal Star Traveler states. But it couldn't increase the power of a Star Traveler. At this time, they needed better treasures. Mr. Luo Feng, the old man from the Unique Treasure Shop, smiled and said, "This is our Unique Treasure Shop's membership card. You can enjoy a discount of 9.8%. Our wondrous treasure shop won't give out membership cards easily." "I understand." Luo Feng smiled. This old man obviously knew Luo Feng had 18 billion black dragon dollars in cash. Naturally, he hoped Luo Feng would spend with him. "Do you have the Jade Wave Marrow here?" Luo Feng asked. He couldn't be bothered to look at the other treasures. This 18 billion was his capital. He had to make the most of it and use it to raise his own power. He definitely couldn't waste it and buy useless things. "We do." This Star Level 6 old man personally served Luo Feng, smiling as he brought him to a corner of the Unique Treasure Shop. There was a projection floating there. It was the Jade Wave Marrow. The Jade Wave Marrow was a strange green liquid that glowed with a strange light. Beside it was a price. "Jade Wave Marrow, 1 gram is $9,000? Luo Feng nodded. "I need 30 kilograms. 30 kilograms? The old man nodded and smiled. This made the customers who entered the Unique Treasure Shop to look at it, couldn't help but look at Luo Feng. Such an expensive thing like the Jade Wave Marrow? He bought 30 kilograms in one go? With the discount, it's 264.6 million black dragon dollars. The old man smiled. "I wonder what else Mr. Luo Feng needs." "I don't need anything else for now." Luo Feng didn't even look at the other treasures. The old man was slightly disappointed, but he still quickly went through the procedures and immediately took out 30 kilograms of emerald marrow from the secret warehouse at the back. Only a shop on a core trading planet like Horned Dragon Star, which had over 100 galaxies, could take out so much stock in one go. Weaker planets wouldn't even be able to take it out. "This is the Jade Wave Marrow, please keep it well, sir." The old man handed over a beautiful half-transparent glass bottle. Within was a strange green liquid that glowed with a strange light, similar to that of mercury. Just this bottle of liquid. Who knows how many people have lost their lives trying to collect this liquid? If converted to an advanced level war god fighter, it could buy over 10 million advanced level war gods. Okay. Luo Feng received the large transparent bottle. Schwa, it vanished. This made the other customers watching the transaction even more shocked and exclaim amongst themselves. Obviously, this youth had a space ring. With 30 kilograms of Jade Wave Marrow, I'll be able to reach the Star Traveler level 7 in a short amount of time, my spiritual force reaching the Star level 1 stage. When that time comes, I'll be able to get the first bank account my teacher left for me. Luo Feng was filled with anticipation. The remaining Jade Wave Marrow, I can even help Hong and Thunder God. 30 kilograms of Jade Wave Marrow, Luo Feng bought enough. Take care, sir, we welcome your next visit. The old man smiled, sending Luo Feng off with his eyes. Luo Feng once again arrived at the slave market not far from the treasure shop. Within the slave market, it was still filled with people. Beautiful and devastatingly beautiful female slaves only cost a few thousand black dragon dollars. Student level 9, advanced level war god, fighters, only cost 10 to 20 black dragon dollars. Everywhere, tourists could be seen, casually buying a few slaves. My strength needs time to increase. And in the future, I'll need manpower for many things, I'll have to leave Earth frequently, I'll need servants at home. Luo Feng immediately decided to buy some slaves back. Very quickly, Luo Feng arrived at a large slave merchant's market. Within the market. Respected sir, I wonder what kind of slaves you need? We don't care if they're beautiful or strong, we have whatever you want. A skinny monkey-like person in charge, with a sharp and large nose, black skin, with one look he recognized Luo Feng as a powerful buyer. I need star-level slaves, Luo Feng said. The person in charge was happy within, smiling. Please come over here, we have a large number of virtual projections of slaves, you can choose whoever you want, sir. The prices are even more fair, buy more, we'll even give you a discount. Star-level slaves were very expensive, the person in charge was naturally very happy. Within the spacious guest room, a virtual projection appeared in front of Luo Feng, large amounts of the slaves' appearances, their heights, strength, race etc. appeared, including their prices. Star Level 5 fighters 80 million, Star Level 7 fighters 500 million, Star Level 8 fighters 2 billion, Star Level 9 fighters 5 billion. Spirit readers are priced at 3 times the same level fighters. Luo Feng looked at the prices, these were all normal standards, unless there were some special cases, only then would the prices fluctuate. And for example, a Star Level 9 Spirit Reader was also a Level 9 fighter. Star Level 5 Spirit Readers 3. Luo Feng pointed at the virtual projection, these are from the Black Meng race. Alright. The person in charge happily noted it down. Each was 240 million black dragon dollars, that was a total of 720 million black dragon dollars. Big business. He really didn't see wrongly, this youth was indeed a big customer. Black Meng Race Star Level 7 Spirit Readers 3. Luo Feng continued. The Black Meng race, their bodies were strong, and they often produced spirit readers. According to Babada's words, the Black Meng slaves were considered to be of good quality. Star Level 7 Spirit Readers? The person in charge was shocked, looking at Luo Feng. 3. Each was 1.5 billion black dragon dollars. 3 meant 4.5 billion black dragon dollars. Even the big families on Dragon Star, only important people could casually take out that much money. And the disciples of the families rarely had that much cash. Have you noted it down? Luo Feng looked over. I've noted it down. The person in charge was extremely excited. This business deal was a success. His bonus would be quite a bit. Luo Feng nodded. How big of a discount can you give me? 5%. It's definitely the biggest discount. The person in charge's sharp nose gleamed. Alright, give me 10 Star Level 1 warriors, 5 each for fighters and spirit readers, and another 1,000 Star Traveler Level 9 spirit readers. Luo Feng said. Sir. The person in charge looked as though his parents had died, immediately staring. I can't give you that many. You're basically asking for my life. 10 Star Level 1 warriors, half for fighters and half for spirit readers, that was only 20 million black dragon dollars. 1,000 Star Traveler Level 9 spirit readers, that was only worth 100 million. One price. Luo Feng looked at the person in charge, 5 billion black dragon dollars, along with the extras I mentioned. The person in charge was sweating profusely, his sharp nose beaded with sweat. His mind was like a computer madly calculating. All right. The person in charge gritted his teeth. This business deal, as the person in charge, he would still get a large sum of money. The majority of the money would be split by the upper echelons. All right then. Luo Feng nodded. Black Meng Clan's Star Level 5 and Star Level 7 Spirit Readers, 3 each, along with 5-star Level 1 Fighters and 5-star Level 1 Spirit Readers, and another 1,000-star Traveler Level 9 Spirit Readers. As for the races, you can pick from the 13 I've chosen. No problem. The person in charge nodded. I'll first pay 100 million Black Dragon dollars as a deposit. I'll inform you later to send the slaves to the planet's docking port. When the time comes, we'll complete the transaction there. Luo Feng said. Of course. The person in charge was all smiles. Over 1,000 slaves, most of them would be delivered at the planet's docking port. Luo Feng nodded. The total number of slaves was slightly more than 1,000. On Earth, an aircraft carrier could have thousands of people. For example, the Black Dragon spaceship was divided into upper, middle, and lower levels. It was a spaceship with a diameter of 100 meters. If it was squeezed, one level could fit thousands of people. After registering at the Ganwu Dojo, I'll bring the slaves and leave Dragon Star. Luo Feng suddenly thought of the scene of bringing such a large group of people back to Earth. He couldn't help but reveal a weird smile. P.S. As Tomato had to go out at night, he was rushing for time, finally managing to finish 2 chapters. Tomato could easily go out now. Chapter 290. After leaving the slave market, Luo Feng swiftly rushed towards the last stop in Dragon City. The Ganwu Dojo. Babata forced me to sign up at the Ganwu Dojo. Luo Feng stood before the gates of a huge city. Yes, this was a city within a city. The Ganwu Dojo on Horned Dragon Star was the largest and highest-leveled one out of the 100 or so galaxies around it. There were large amounts of students gathered here. The entire Ganwu Dojo occupied a diameter of 280 kilometers. One could only imagine its grandeur. Gold Leaf. Luo Feng looked up at the Ganwu Dojo's main entrance. On the huge main entrance, there were 4 words written in Universe Common Language. Ganwu Dojo, and around these 4 words there were golden leaf carvings. At the main entrance, there were many students entering and exiting. There were no guards at all. Luo Feng followed the other students in. So many! So big! With one look, he could see a huge plaza in the distance. It was densely packed with at least tens of thousands of students fighting one-on-one, engaging in group training. Tens of thousands of students training together, it was like a sea of people, giving off a strong visual impact. And not a single student was below the Star Traveler level. No wonder it's the best Ganwu Dojo in the surrounding 100 galaxies. Luo Feng complimented within. The Ganwu Dojo, before coming here, Babata had already told Luo Feng in detail. This was a fighter spirit reader school in the Ganwu Universe country. It was an important channel to absorb large amounts of fighters and spirit readers. Also, the Ganwu Universe country forbade any other dojos or dojos from spreading their teachings within the billions of galaxies in their entire star region. Within the Ganwu Universe country, there was only one Ganwu dojo. Of course, if a domain lord or sector lord was on his own planet, others would specially head over to take him as their teacher. The Ganwu Universe country naturally wouldn't care. However, domain lords, sector lords, and even undying warriors, they were all strictly forbidden from building dojos on their own planets and taking in disciples. This Ganwu dojo actually has 3 Ganwu warriors. Luo Feng looked at the 3 carvings at the main entrance. Those were 3 human warriors. The 3 humans in the carvings were all dressed in dark purple battle robes. Their sleeves had a gold leaf embroidered on them. 1 leaf Ganwu warrior. One planet's Ganwu dojo alone has 3 universe-level teachers. The Ganwu dojo in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire should have better teachers. If the Ganwu Universe country and over 100 million galaxies Ganwu dojos were added up, Luo Feng couldn't help but exclaim, "This Ganwu dojo's power is truly terrifying." Ganwu dojo. Star travelers were ordinary students, stellar level, elite students, and qualified to be hired as instructors. On some normal planets, only the teachers managed the Ganwu dojo. At the universe level, one would step into the ranks of the respected Ganwu warriors, becoming a one-leaf Ganwu warrior. An area lord was a two-leaf Ganwu shaman. The realm lord was a three-leaf Gan shaman. Therefore, in the Ganwu dojo, being able to obtain the title of Ganwu practitioner and having a golden leaf embroidered on your sleeve was an unparalleled glory. Your teacher's biggest problem back then was that he was too solitary. This was what your teacher admitted before he died. If he had been able to join a large power like the Ganwu Universe country, he would have been able to do so. He would definitely be able to hold a high position within the Ganwu Universe country's undying group. That way, the killer back then wouldn't have dared to kill your teacher so easily. Your teacher entrusted me with this. Without enough power, it's still better to join a group. A good man has 3 helpers. What's more, joining the Ganwu dojo in the Ganwu Universe country's territory. It'll be very convenient to do many things in the future. What's more, the Ganwu dojo doesn't have many restrictions on the Ganwu warriors. Sai, the master back then, he was too solitary. He didn't have any friends, no group. Babata's voice was a little bleak and sour. Luo Feng sighed. According to Babata's description, his teacher's personality was rather solitary. Dragon Star, Ganwu dojo, within an office building. Knock, knock, knock. Luo Feng knocked on the door. Enter. An old voice resounded and the door automatically opened. Inside sat a white-haired old man with green skin and eyebrows that reached his waist. The old man looked over and Luo Feng smiled. "I'm here to register." "Register?" The old man glanced. The display screen beside immediately displayed a list of information, Luo Feng's name, nationality, strength, etc. "You're called Luo Feng?" The old man nodded. "Star Traveler Level 8 Spirit Reader? Black Dragon Mountain Empire nationality? The registration fee is 800 Black Dragon dollars. From now on, you'll have to pay 10 Black Dragon dollars every year to continue receiving the many teaching services of the Ganwu dojo." Understood. Luo Feng nodded. The Ganwu dojo, the true largest dojo, was actually within the virtual universe. However, the virtual universe had its own unavoidable flaws. "This is 1,000 Black Dragon dollars. Luo Feng took out a large note, 800 Black Dragon dollars registration fee and 20 years of fees. The old man nodded and swiftly helped Luo Feng with the procedures. The Ganwu dojo was an important channel that absorbed countless geniuses from the universe. Hence, as long as you reached the most basic Star Traveler level, there would be no requirements to register. No tests or anything else, of course. If you weren't from the Ganwu Universe country, then it would be slightly more troublesome. "Thank you." Luo Feng smiled and left. The information had already been inputted. From then on, Luo Feng had the status of a Ganwu dojo student. Future matters would be much simpler and easier. Dragon Star's Ganwu dojo? Luo Feng walked out of the dojo's entrance, looking back and smiling. "I'm afraid I won't have the chance to come again in the future." Glancing at the tens of thousands of students currently training and sparring, regarding training, Luo Feng didn't care about the Ganwu dojo's teachings. He had the Yun-Mo planet's teachings. Maybe the Ganwu dojo's core teachings could surpass the Yun-Mo planet. However, even the sector lords of the Ganwu dojo might not be able to come into contact with such precious teachings. Outside the dojo's entrance, a student looked curiously at Luo Feng's back. "What's up, Wei Lin?" the other two asked curiously. "That person before, he seemed to be the punk with the 2 spirit weapons we met in the restaurant." Wei Lin creased his eyebrows. Are you sure you didn't see wrongly? The other two were shocked. I didn't see wrongly. Wei Lin's lips suddenly curled into a smile. Humph, since he's at the Ganwu dojo. Then that's easy. I'll make some arrangements later and get a feel for this punk. Humph, he actually dared to disrespect me in the restaurant. Luo Feng was above Dragon City, flying with the other pedestrians. Right. Luo Feng was currently in contact with the slave merchant. I'm leaving immediately. Right, wait for me, I'll meet up with you and head to the planet's docking bay. After Luo Feng finished, the quantum computer on his arm controlled by Babata immediately stopped the communication, after which Luo Feng dialed Gao Xing's number. It's me, Luo Feng. Brother Gao Xing, I'll be leaving Dragon Star now, no need to send me off. I'll be leaving the city. Next time. The next time I come to Dragon Star, I'll definitely look for you. Alright. See you in the virtual universe. After the two communication ended, Luo Feng swiftly headed towards the North District where he had agreed to meet up with the slave merchants. Just 3 kilometers away from the North Gate, within a luxurious private room on the 6th floor of a restaurant. Mr. Luo Feng, this is our supervisor. He's in charge of all the business on Dragon Star. The pointy-nosed supervisor introduced respectfully. Within the private room, there stood a skinny, slightly longer-eared green-haired man. Behind him were 2 bodyguards, both dressed in black uniforms, tall and sturdy. Luo Feng, those 2 bodyguards are Star Level 9 Spirit Readers. The green-haired man is a Star Level 3 Spirit Reader. Listening to Babata's reminder, Luo Feng was very calm. As the supervisor in charge of Dragon Star, controlling so many slaves, before the slaves were sold, arranging for the 2 most powerful ones to protect him was very normal. How do you do, Mr. Luo Feng? Let me introduce myself. I'm Woola. The green-haired man smiled. Mr. Woola, very nice to meet you. If there's nothing else, let's head out immediately. Luo Feng said directly. The customer's request is our command. The green-haired man bowed slightly, smiling. The ship is already waiting outside the city. Universe ships from outside, entering Dragon Star, had to dock at the docking bay. However, the local residents had parked their spaceships in their manors, and the slave merchants who were closely connected to the Horned Dragon Star had parked many spaceships and battleships in the Horned Dragon Star. A large ship was parked outside the city. Mr. Luo Feng, please. The green-haired man was very humble, after which, he entered the spacious guest reception hall with Luo Feng. The 2 sat opposite each other. The table in front of them immediately had beautiful ladies serving large amounts of delicacies from all over the world. I wonder where Mr. Luo Feng is from? The green-haired man asked curiously. Sorry, it's not convenient to tell. Luo Feng said directly. Oh, I was too rash. I hope Mr. Luo Feng doesn't mind. The green-haired man expressed his apologies. Such a large deal of 5 billion. He was only lucky enough to come across it. After all, the competition in the slave market was too intense. There were many slave merchants. Facing such a generous customer, he naturally had to treat him with utmost importance. Slave merchants were cruel and cold towards their slaves. However, towards their customers, they were extremely respectful. The ship has arrived at the docking bay. A voice resounded within the ship. In the guest hall, the green-haired man immediately stood up. Mr. Luo Feng, the ship has arrived. Then let's begin the transfer of the slaves. As it's the highest authority, from now on, our slave merchants will no longer be able to control these slaves. The authority will all belong to you, Mr. Luo Feng. Hence, changing the authority of these 1,000 slaves will take some time. Okay. Luo Feng was filled with anticipation. 16 star level underlings. 1,000 star traveler level 9 spirit readers. He was about to get his hands on them. P.S. Chapter 1 has arrived. Chapter 291. The slaves are all in the great hall of the lower 2 levels. Mr. Luo Feng, follow me. The green-haired man led the way. This ship was much bigger than Luo Feng's Black Dragon ship. Of course, the materials were much weaker. This was only a B-grade ship. In the lower 2 levels of the ship, within the spacious great hall with a diameter of over 100 m, stood large amounts of tall and sturdy, stern, or enchanting beautiful slaves. If one didn't say it, one wouldn't be able to tell they were slaves from their appearance. After all, the weakest was a Star Traveler Level 9 Spirit Reader, stronger than Luo Feng. How could their auras be weak? Mr. Luo Feng, please stand in front. The green-haired middle-aged man said, the entire process will take a while. All right. Luo Feng walked to the front of the great hall, looking at the slaves standing perfectly straight. 1,000 Star Traveler Level 9 slaves gathered together, and the 16 Star level slaves stood closest to Luo Feng. A peculiar sound resounded. In an instant, all the slaves' eyes became lifeless, and in the corner of the great hall, the green-haired man was arranging for his underlings to swiftly operate the equipment, and one of the equipment was pointed at Luo Feng, almost as though it was collecting his information. Time passed minute by minute. Gradually, the slaves' eyes all lit up, becoming spirited. About 12 minutes later. Master, these over 1,000 slaves were either male or female, or from different races, but they all bowed in unison, extremely respectful voices. Mr. Luo Feng. The green-haired middle-aged man carried a silver chest and walked over, his face full of smiles. Everything has been settled. Inside are the 1,016 slaves' control terminal microchips. 1 control terminal microchip for 1 slave. Insert the microchips into the quantum computer, and you'll be able to operate them. As for the operating method, I've already given you a detailed information storage card. The green-haired middle-aged man explained. Luo Feng nodded. Regarding this, Babata had already explained it to him in detail. Mr. Woola, then I'll transfer the money directly. Luo Feng smiled. After transferring the rest of the money to the slave trader's account, both parties were considered done. Haha. Receiving the notification from above that the rest of the money had been transferred, the green-haired middle-aged man immediately smiled. Mr. Luo Feng, it's been a pleasure working with you. This is my virtual universe network number. If you still want to buy slaves in the future, quickly find me. If you have any requests for the slaves, just ask. I will definitely give you the best discount. As he spoke, he handed over a business card. Definitely. Luo Feng received it and turned to look at the 1,016 slaves. Follow me, said Luo Feng. Yes, master. 3-star level 7 Black Meng spirit readers followed behind Luo Feng. Behind them were the other 13-star levels and finally the 1,000 slaves. Some of the slaves even whispered, recognizing a master is such a headache. It seems that our new master has a very high status. I hope he will have a good life in the future. Although the cost of a biochip was very low, the technology involved was very high. It was rumored that it was a type of technology obtained from the battle between the human race and the mechanical race. Once he fused with the biochip, he would be completely controlled. He had all the memories of the past, yet he was completely loyal to his master from the bottom of his heart. The slightest bit of disrespect would be countered by the biochip. Therefore, in the vast universe, for countless years, none of the slaves controlled by the biochip had ever rebelled against their masters. Only if the slave became an area lord would they be able to resist the counter of the biochip. The strongest counter of the biochip was to explode their heads. Area lords could already destroy their heads and not die. Horned Dragon Star, the docking port. Respected sir, we welcome you to Horned Dragon Star in the future. Dressed in a gray uniform with a height of 2.8 m and 2 horns on his head, a green-skinned brawny man respectfully took the parking card from Luo Feng's hands, watching as the 3-star level 7 warriors led the group, entered the Black Dragon ship. The Black Dragon ship took off and left the docking port. The green-skinned man finally let out a sigh of relief. It hasn't even been a day and he's already brought a large group of people and left. And there are even 3-star level 7 spirit readers. The green-skinned man looked at his own quantum computer that displayed his strength, still feeling his blood boil. 16-star levels. 1,000-star Traveler level 9 warriors. This kind of elite army could easily sweep through normal planet. In space outside Horned Dragon Star. Black Dragon ship control room. 3-star level 5s and 3-star level 7s stood respectfully behind Luo Feng. And the 10-star level 1 warriors were temporarily in charge of the 1,000-star Traveler level 9 slaves. The other 1,100 were living in the lower and middle levels of the Black Dragon ship. The ship has already left Horned Dragon Star. On the control screen, the little demon's cute head appeared, currently accelerating. After a while, the ship has 10 more seconds to reach light speed and begin universe travel. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The ship slightly shook. It lasted for 10 seconds. Travel successful, we've already entered the dark universe. Only then did Luo Feng turn to look at the 6 Black Meng star level slaves behind him. Out of the 1,016 slaves he bought, only the strongest 6 were from the Black Meng race. The other 1,010 were from the 13 races Luo Feng had initially selected. The 13 races had something in common. Their height and appearance were all close to that of an Earth human. Black Meng race. Luo Feng looked at the 6, 4 men and 2 women. The Black Meng men were extremely handsome, the women were extremely beautiful too, very close to that of an Earth human. The only difference was, when they opened their mouths, they had sharp teeth, their eyes were dark red. "What are your names?" Luo Feng asked. "Master." One of the star level 7 Black Mongolian women smiled. "My name in the universe language is called Ebola Sadnianitasna. Master, my name is Wei Tian Lakuden I Centurad." The star level 7 Black Meng race member, who was a bit more muscular, said. "Master, this." 6 people reported their names consecutively. My God, Luo Feng was speechless. The name of the Black Meng tribe was really long. "From today onwards, I don't care what you call each other." Luo Feng immediately pointed at the star level 7 sturdy man. "I'll call you Meng 1, you Meng 2 and you Meng 3. In one breath, from Meng 1 to Meng 6, Luo Feng immediately assigned them. Meng 3 and Meng 6 were females. "Yes, master." The 6 Black Meng tribesmen happily accepted the order, but they looked at each other helplessly. "You all return to your cabins to rest," Luo Feng ordered. "Yes." The 6 of them retreated. Only Luo Feng was left in the control room. The door automatically closed. "Babata, connect to the Virtual Universe Network," Luo Feng ordered mentally. Virtual Universe World, Black Dragon Mountain Island. The bustling streets were filled with people. Occasionally someone would appear out of nowhere. Luo Feng too appeared out of nowhere. On Luo Feng's shoulder sat a fist-sized little demon. "Mr. Luo Feng, I've discovered your Universe Galaxy bank account. Would you like to bind it?" A voice appeared in Luo Feng's mind. It was gentle and comfortable. "Bind it," Luo Feng said. Universe Galaxy bank account, merging with the spiritual imprint. This virtual universe network was connected to his consciousness, merging with the spiritual imprint. Babata, follow the plan. Luo Feng randomly walked into an old bar on the side of the road, asked for a glass of fruit juice, and sat in the corner. "Luo Feng, I've searched for a bit. Within 30,000 light-years of Earth, there are large amounts of planets that fit your requirements. We can use them as our second base," Babata said. "Ah." Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. Earth was his home. He would definitely work hard to become the leader of Earth, hence Earth would naturally be his first base. However, because back then when the UNMO Planet Master entered the Dark Universe, he used a space technique to hide the Dark Universe coordinates of Earth that were close to 1,000 light-years away. And to find the hidden coordinates was extremely difficult, even amongst the undying beings. Very few could do it. Hence, other than Babata, who could easily find the hidden coordinate, other ships had no way to directly reach Earth. They could only fly slowly. And in the future, when Luo Feng wanted to buy many metals, etc., getting them to send them to Earth was impossible. Hence, he had to choose a second base. This second base was where Luo Feng would receive large amounts of metals in the future, an important place for him to interact with many people in the universe. As close to Earth as possible. As cheap as possible. This planet's population should be as small as possible. The warehouse should be as big as possible. Luo Feng said. What he needed was a huge warehouse. In the universe, there were many such warehouses that were used for transportation. Some places that weren't suitable for farming or for humans to live in, there were many that were made into huge warehouses. Luo Feng, I found one on the internet, it's not bad. Bailon Star, a planet in the Milky Way galaxy, its distance from Earth is 11,800 light-years. Bailon Star is in an extremely low temperature all year round. The coldest places can reach -120 degrees. The warmest places are usually around -10 degrees. The entire planet's population is 1 billion. Because of the low temperature, almost everyone lives in the cities. Bailon Star's extremely cold region, there's a 98 kilometers long, 61 kilometers wide large warehouse base. It's currently up for sale. This warehouse base's permanent ownership price is 800 million silver blue dollars. Babata said. After that, every year, you only have to pay a management tax of 600,000 silver blue dollars. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. A 98 kilometers long, 61 kilometers wide warehouse base? No wonder it's a huge warehouse used for interstellar transportation. It's huge. These types of warehouses were usually built from the remains of ships and battleships. Even though it was huge, the cost of building this warehouse base definitely didn't reach 100 million silver blue dollars. Expensive was in terms of land. Of course, that kind of extremely cold region, to build it into a human residential area, the cost was too high, there wasn't much use. Selling it at this price, it wasn't too bad. Alright, Babata, contact Bailon Star to discuss this matter. Luo Feng said directly. The negotiations lasted for over 3 hours. Finally, with the management of Bailon Star, they came to an agreement, using 800,000 Black Dragon dollars. The official price is 1 Black Dragon dollar equals 1,000 silver blue dollars. In reality, the value of the Black Dragon dollar is even higher. To buy the permanent ownership of this warehouse base, with a 500-year management tax exemption. The Black Dragon dollar was much more valuable than the silver blue dollars. Normal planet residents might not even earn 1 Black Dragon dollar in a year. Time passed day by day. 9 days later. We're about to reach the universe coordinates of Bailon Star. We'll begin universe travel in 320 seconds. Within the Black Dragon ship, Babata shouted from the control screen. Luo Feng smiled. Bailon Star was very close to Earth, only a little more than 10,000 light-years. With the Black Dragon ship's speed, 1 day would be enough to go back and forth between Earth and Bailon Star. Update complete. Brothers, the monthly votes are awesome. Recommendation votes are good too. Not even 200 votes and I've made it to second place. Work hard, work hard. Chapter 292. Milky Way Bailon Star. As one of the millions of life planets in the Silver Blue Empire, the planet with the lowest living conditions, the management that was sent down to manage this planet definitely didn't have much of a background within the Silver Blue Empire. Bailon Star North, extremely cold region. Huge warehouses were scattered all over the icy land, and each warehouse was beautifully built. At this time, in front of one of the larger warehouses, there was a silver-white ship parked. Director, when will that guest arrive? We've been waiting here for half a day. Within the ship, 10 people sat together. I say, Director. Actually, the contract has already been signed, and he's paid. There's no need for us to personally welcome this guest. Can't we just let some of our subordinates receive him? Our entire department is here, Aren't we overestimating him? Another middle-aged man carrying a hot drink said slowly. This group of people all came out in ships. This was considered a luxurious treatment on by Lone Star. One could see how high their positions were. And this director was one of the few big shots of the entire planet. What's the rush? The fat-headed big-eared director roared angrily, following which he said softly, "You bunch of idiots, to prevent you from causing trouble for me when the time comes, I'll tell you now. Do you know, in the Virtual Universe Network, I've already signed a contract with this guest. The Virtual Universe Network is in effect. Do you know, which bank did he send the money from?" "Which bank?" "Notre Bank. Beulah Galaxy Bank?" The other members all reported some of the more famous banks in the Milky Way galaxy. "It's the Universe Galaxy Bank," the fat-headed big-eared director said softly. Silence. The group of people who were leisurely drinking their hot drinks were all stunned, staring at their director in shock. Universe Galaxy Bank. That was definitely for the upper echelons of the universe, the strong fighters. The minimum requirement to open an account with the Universe Galaxy Bank was having at least 100 million Black Dragon dollars. 100 million Black Dragon dollars, when converted to silver blue dollars, was about 100 billion silver blue dollars. Some of the wealthiest people on normal planets only had 100 billion silver blue dollars, and on by Lone Star, the wealthiest person only had 60 billion silver blue dollars. Therefore, the Universe Galaxy Bank usually had branches on the capital planets of low-level empires, as well as the important planets of medium-level empires such as Dragon Star, and many other planets of the universe nations. Universe Galaxy Bank? Heavens! Really? The group of people looked at each other, dumbfounded. Even the richest man on their Bylon star didn't have the right to reach the lowest limit of the Universe Galaxy Bank. But that richest man had already made many important figures in the management of the planet enthusiastically flatter him. No matter how much money an administrative official or military official earned, they couldn't compare to the richest man on a planet. "So, all of you better be careful," the Director General said in a low voice. "Understood, understood. Don't worry, Director General, we will definitely make the guests extremely satisfied. Absolutely no problem." The originally undisciplined group of people was now full of vigor. "Beat. Director General Barths, the guest has arrived. Transfer the call directly." A voice sounded from within the spacecraft. "All right." The fat and big-eared Director General immediately stood up with a serious expression. "By Lone Star's Bate, how are you? I'm Luofeng." The communicator's voice resounded. "Hello, Mr. Luo, I'm Bart. I'm now outside the warehouse base you bought." The Director General was all smiles, saying, "And Mr. Luofeng, you don't have to park your ship at the planet's docking bay. As a guest who owns property on this planet, you can directly take the ship and fly to the warehouse base." "I'll be there immediately." The call ended. Quickly. The Director General fiercely looked at his subordinates. "Quickly get off the ship and welcome Mr. Luofeng." Yes, Director General. Whether they were big bellies or old, this group of undisciplined men were all filled with fighting spirit. In the empty space outside the warehouse base, 18 upper echelons of the planet's business department, including the Director General, Vice Director General and 16 important members, in the cold weather, dressed in thick clothes, were all eagerly waiting. One had to know that the temperature in this godforsaken place was about -90 degrees. "He's here." The eyes of the 18 people gleamed. In the distance, a black ship appeared, almost instantly flying to the warehouse base and slowly descending. "This ship's body has a black dragon on it. Don't tell me it's a universe ship produced by the Black Dragon Mountain Empire?" As the management of the lagging by Lone Star of the Silver Blue Empire, facing the important figures from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, they naturally felt a sense of humility. This is the Black Dragon Mountain X Series. Pure black? Isn't that the symbol of the luxurious Black Dragon Mountain X Series ships? One of the young members exclaimed, The cheapest Black Dragon Mountain X Series ship costs 600 million Black Dragon dollars per ship. It's said that the luxurious ships cost up to 10 billion Black Dragon dollars. Pure black. A noble pure black color. This ship lover, even though he was very poor. But it couldn't stop him from loving the big series, the expensive and luxurious ship. 10 billion Black Dragon dollars? This ship is worth 10 billion Black Dragon dollars. The other members were all shocked. 10 billion? Or Black Dragon dollars? The fat-headed big-eared Director General couldn't help but swallow his saliva. My God! Even in the wealthiest and most prosperous place in the Silver Blue Empire, the capital planet, to be able to ride a ship worth 10 billion Black Dragon dollars, only the top-notch rich and powerful families, or some of the universe merchants in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire could afford it. Those kinds of people, any one of them could easily make the pitiful management of a lagging planet like Bylon's star step down. Do! The outer cabin door opened. The 18 Bylon star members all stood up straight, their faces revealing the most standard warm smile, looking expectantly at the cabin door. Who? Neat teams of people flew out one by one, and the entire spaceship was filled with experts of this level. They're all Star Traveler Level 9 spirit readers. Looking down at their own quantum computers, they were all shocked. A grand total of 1,000 Star Traveler Level 9 spirit readers all flew out. My God! This is already enough to easily wipe out our Bylon star. The Director General and the others felt their legs trembling, their hearts trembling. Their planet's strongest warrior was a Star Level 1 fighter. However, against 1,000 Star Traveler Level 9 spirit readers, he would definitely die. Star Level 1, 1, 2, 3, look, Star Level 5. Another group of people came out. These 1,000-plus people split into two rows, almost like guards, quietly waiting for their master. After that, dressed simply, Luo Feng, with 3 Star Level 7 bodyguards following him, flew out of the cabin door. 7 Level 7? Star Level 7? And spirit readers? The members all looked down at their quantum computers, feeling their throats go dry. A total of 3 Star Level 7 spirit readers as bodyguards. Where did this mere Star Traveler Level 8 youth come from? Luo Feng flew down from the cabin door, looking at the 18 people welcoming him. Which one of you is Director Bate? Luo Feng asked. It's me, I'm the Bylon Star Business Department's Director Bate. The fat-headed and big-eared director walked forward, extremely respectful. My God! To be able to bring such a terrifying bodyguard, with a total of 3 Star Level 7 spirit readers. Even the royal family of the Silver Blue Empire didn't have such high treatment. The shock of 1,000 Star Traveler Level 9 warriors was far less than the shock of having 3 Star Level 7 warriors. After all, a Star Level 7 spirit reader, the price to hire far exceeded the 1,000 Star Traveler guards. Mr. Luo, let me introduce you to the functions of this warehouse base. Mr. Luo, please take a look. The entire warehouse base is sturdy, comparable to an interstellar battleship's defense. Even if there's an earthquake, it definitely won't damage the warehouse base at all. Director Bate passionately introduced. What a joke! This warehouse base was originally built from large amounts of battleship wreckage. The sturdy defense naturally wouldn't be weak. 98 km long, 61 kilometers wide, a huge warehouse of about 6,000 square kilometers. It was indeed very shocking. In the center of the warehouse base, there was a residential area, about 3 kilometers long and wide. This is... Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. This is a residential area if the warehouse base wants to hire workers, or have people stationed here. They can live here. This residential area is very old. Mr. Luo can completely demolish it and rebuild it. The fat-headed and big-eared director glanced behind. A fair-skinned youth walked forward, pressing on the quantum computer on his wrist. A virtual projection appeared in mid-air. It was a projection of many villas. Mr. Luo Feng, whatever villa you need, you can choose. Director Bate said passionately. The villas are all removable, sturdy and warm, as long as the various parts of the villa are transported here. In a short period of time, they can be assembled into a villa. Removable, dismantled, and assembled? Luo Feng was a little moved. On Earth, there were removable houses too. However, compared to the more civilized planets, they were far from it. Are there any bigger houses? Luo Feng looked at the virtual projection and said, Bigger? The director was stunned. The fair-skinned youth beside said, There are even bigger manors and even castles. However, to transport them over, they have to come from other planets. It takes a little more time. And a little more expensive. This is the Manor series. They take up from 10,000 square meters to 100,000 square meters. This is the size of the main building. As for the courtyards, you can expand as much as you want. This is the Castle series. They take up from 500,000 square meters to 5 million square meters. Looking at the castle, Luo Feng was satisfied. Give me 2 castles. This 9-story castle that takes up 1 million square meters, give me 1 each. Luo Feng said. On Earth, the small villa he had before was obviously not enough. After all, he had over 1,000 servants, and building on Earth was simply too slow, and these removable and installed castles, even if he brought them back to Earth, he could rely on over 1,000 servants to swiftly install them. This Bylon star will be my future contact with the universe. It will be my second base. I have to leave a castle here. Earth is my roots. Of course I have to leave a castle. Luo Feng thought. Chapter 293. 2 castles. The bureau chief and the group gulped. They were indeed not on the same level. The rich on Bylon star could at most build their own castles. And to buy these luxurious removable moving castles, the cost was obviously much higher. You can choose the style of the castles, the interior decorations too. And the castles, according to the materials used, there are differences too. The fair-skinned youth said. Luo Feng swiftly made his choice according to the projection. In a short while, the style, interior decorations, the materials used for the castles were all selected. The 2 castles are priced at 1.2 billion silver blue dollars each, a total of 2.4 billion silver blue dollars. If you pay with Black Dragon dollars, you can get a 20% discount, 1.92 million Black Dragon dollars. The fair-skinned youth's voice was trembling. A huge sum, 2.4 billion silver blue dollars. It was more expensive than the entire warehouse base. Luo Feng nodded. The materials used for these 2 villas were comparable to B-grade warships, especially the master bedroom and other important rooms. They were all made of C-grade alloys. They were made for the most important guests. After the group of high-ranking officials from the business department left, Luo Feng returned to the Black Dragon ship. After all, the only residential area in the warehouse base was cold and broken, far from the comfort of the ship. Babata, enter the virtual universe. Luo Feng sat in the comfortable resting room of the Black Dragon ship. Virtual universe, Ganwu Continent's Black Dragon Mountain Island. Luo Feng was alone, sitting in the corner of a bar, communicating mentally with Babata. Babata, begin buying metals. Luo Feng ordered. Which combination should I buy? Babata asked. Right now, with the jade marrow and Muya crystals, I believe in at most half a year, my body quality will reach the Star Traveler level 7. My spirit reading will reach the Star level 1. I can get the bank account my teacher left for me. Hence, to buy half a year's worth of metals, the price must not exceed 10 billion Black Dragon dollars. Luo Feng's thoughts said. The golden horned beast's swallowing of metals was his biggest expense. Right now, it was only at the star level. The most expensive and best metal combination would cost over 60 billion Black Dragon dollars a year. Training in deities of the world would cost even more. Luo Feng didn't even dare to think about it. All right. Babata swiftly began searching. Luo Feng, I've confirmed. There are 2 metal combinations, half a year of swallowing metals, one requires 6.28 billion black dragon dollars, the evolution speed increases 39 times. The other set was worth 10.22 billion black dragon dollars. The evolution speed will be increased by 51 times, the second set will be slightly more than 10 billion black dragon dollars, you can choose. The second set. Luo Feng didn't hesitate. Alright, then I'll place the order. I'll get them to deliver it to Bailon Star? Right, Bailon Star. He quickly settled his own matters. When he sold the level 3 spirit weapon arc cutter blade for 18 billion black dragon dollars, he spent 5 billion on the slaves and servants, and 200 million on the jade wave marrow. As for the castles and warehouses, they were nothing in comparison. Now that he had bought so many pure metals, he had about 2.5 billion black dragon dollars. Babata, buy the purple light drink, Luo Feng said. Really? Babata couldn't help but ask. Right. Luo Feng nodded. There were many treasures in the universe that were beneficial to the evolution of the body. The better the effect, the more shocking the price. Like the jade marrow that Luo Feng bought before, which has an effect on a Star Traveler level fighter's body, 1 gram costs 9,000. As for something that was extremely effective for apprentice-level martial artists, it was similar to the essence of nature on Earth, and its price was only about 1,000th of the green wave pith. And the purple light drink that Luo Feng wanted to buy was very cheap, it was a common drink used by the rich families. Buying and selling was based on the kilogram. 1 kilogram of purple light drink was 10 black dragon dollars. Babata, are you sure? 15 milliliters of purple light drink. Can it let Earth's high-level dojo students evolve to the student level one? Luo Feng asked again. Relax, there's definitely no problem. You're buying it for the high-level students to drink, they aren't even student level 1. They can't digest things that are too good. For their body qualities, 15 milliliters of purple light drink will definitely have a miraculous effect. Babata said, you haven't even made money from the people of Earth, and now you're spending so much on them. Buy 100,000 tons of purple light drink. Luo Feng said. That much? Are you sure? I'm sure. Luo Feng nodded. The density of the purple light drink was lower than water. 15 milliliters of purple light drink was about 10 grams. 1 kilogram of purple light drink could let 100 of the dojo's high-level students evolve into fighters. 1 ton was 100,000 people. 100,000 tons was enough to let 10 billion people become fighters. If I'm strong alone, I won't be able to make the people of Earth rise. I can only make everyone strong. However, what I can do is only to put in effort from the side. The real hard work still depends on the countless people of Earth. Luo Feng thought. The number of fighters on Earth was very, very few. The ratio of normal people to fighters was close to 10,000. Hence the entire number of fighters on Earth was only about 1 million. And the high-level students were much more. Even though there were only 3 high-level students in a high school, the ratio was close to 1,000. The majority of the dojo high-level students were over 20 years old. On Earth, the ratio of normal people to high-level students was about 100. And this was because many people felt there was no hope and gave up. 100. I want every high-level student in the dojo to become a fighter. That way, Earth's 7 billion people would have 70 million fighters. Everyone knows that once they become high-level students, they can transform into fighters. They'll definitely work even harder. Maybe the ratio will even increase. Out of 50 people, 1 can become a high-level student. Luo Feng was anticipating the number of fighters on Earth. Once there were over 100 million. One had to know fighters could absorb energy from the universe. When that happened, they would gradually evolve. Such a large number of evolvers would cause the entire human genome on Earth to undergo a huge evolution. Maybe in 20 years the number of fighters would increase. In a few hundred years, Earth could very well be filled with fighters. When they matured, they would be student level 1 fighters. This was Luo Feng's first step in the evolution of Earth. I've already bought it. 100,000 tons of purple light due to the large amount. I've found the lowest discount among all the merchants, 20% off. The total is 800 million black dragon dollars. Babata said. Luo Feng nodded. 100,000 tons, enough for 10 billion dojo high-level students to use. Right now Earth's population didn't even reach 7 billion, this amount of purple light due could be used for a long time. That night, a transport ship arrived at Bailon Star, transporting the parts of the 2 moving castles over, according to customer Luo Feng's request. However, after assembling one set of castles, the other set of castles was made up of many parts. Within 20 minutes, the 1 kilometer long and wide 9-level castle was completed. Luo Feng's second day on Bailon Star, the first merchant's large amount of metal was sent over. Luo Feng's order of metal was split into 3 shops. Luo Feng's third day on Bailon Star, 100,000 tons of purple light due was sent over. As some of the metals were more valuable and rare, the journey was longer. Until the 6th day, all the metals had been sent over. And during this process, Luo Feng also took the opportunity to sell the 9.28 billion tons of black iron he had excavated on Mars back to the merchants, selling the bulk of the 9 billion tons. 1 ton of black iron was priced at 0.0032 black dragon dollars. If it was silver blue dollars, it could be sold for 4 silver blue dollars. Worth tens of billions of silver blue dollars. Finally Luo Feng only received about 20 million black dragon dollars. If it wasn't for the arc cutter blade. Back then on Mars it was indeed a huge sum. After all, 10-star level 1 fighter slaves were only worth 10 million black dragon dollars. Luo Feng's 7th day on Bailon Star. From today onwards you will all be stationed here. If there's anything, you can use the virtual universe network to contact me. Luo Feng said. Yes, Master. A star level 1 and 100-star traveler level 9 spirit readers replied in unison. From then on, this group of people became Luo Feng's second base's guards. Luo Feng turned and ordered, "Depart!" He led the 15-star levels and 900-star traveler level 9 warriors under him, swiftly boarding the Black Dragon ship. As for the large amounts of metal, and the large amounts of assembly parts for the moving castle, they were all kept in Babata's storage space. The Black Dragon ship left Bailon Star, entering universe travel towards Earth. 8 hours later. What's going on? The ship is going in circles. Luo Feng asked within the control room. On the control room screen, Babata's head appeared. We've already arrived at Earth's corresponding dark universe region, however, the coordinates have been concealed by your teacher's space techniques. I need to follow the trajectory without any mistakes for about 5 minutes, before I can find the true universe coordinate. Luo Feng nodded. Space techniques? That was too far away for him. Even the UNMO planet techniques he had learned so far didn't include any space techniques. Obviously it wasn't something he could learn now. 5 minutes later, in the vast starry sky of the solar system, there were strange space ripples. A pitch-black flying saucer-shaped spaceship appeared out of thin air. Universe travel was a success. I'm back. Luo Feng looked at the distant azure planet in space. He couldn't help but feel excited. If he didn't leave Earth, how would he feel like home? This azure planet, that was his home. Earth, I'm back. Luo Feng's expression was excited. Babata, let's return to Earth. Luo Feng shouted. Yes. Babata shouted loudly. The black spaceship sped up in the boundless starry sky, flying rapidly toward the azure planet. Earth, China's Kyoto headquarters city. It was currently late at night. A middle-aged man with the rank of a general was leisurely sitting on his sofa, accompanying his family to watch television. Suddenly his phone rang. "HM?" The general picked up the phone and was shocked. It was Luo Feng. He was the one specially arranged by China to contact Luo Feng. "How do you do, Mr. Luo Feng?" The general answered the call, swiftly heading towards the room beside. "General Wang, I hope you can provide me with a 1 kilometer of land within Yangzhou City." Luo Feng's voice resounded from the phone. "No problem, I'll give you a reply within half an hour." The general didn't hesitate at all. "Thank you, and in 3 days, at 9 a.m. China time, I'll gather all the countries and headquarter cities' upper echelons to Yangzhou. We'll convene an important meeting that concerns the evolution of the entire human race," Luo Feng said. The general was stunned. He didn't care if Luo Feng wanted land, it was only 1 kilometer long and wide. To the country, it wasn't much. A slightly bigger company's headquarters was already that big. Even in China, like Luo Feng's father-in-law's family, the Su family's territory was that big. However, meeting? All the countries and headquarter cities' upper echelons would attend? What does Luo Feng mean by this? What's the point of holding such a huge meeting? Even though the general was suspicious, he didn't dare ask too much. Right now, in the eyes of the entire world, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were always together, like brothers, the 3 pinnacle warriors of Earth. "Understood, I'll definitely inform the leader," the general said. Luo Feng hung up. At this time, Luo Feng had actually just entered Earth's atmosphere. He hadn't even had the time to return home. He swiftly made the call. Update complete. Chapter 294. Earth, China, Jiangnan Headquarter City, Yangzhou City. The most luxurious and prosperous district in Yangzhou City was undoubtedly the West Lake Courtyard. This West Lake Courtyard took up a huge amount of space. The lake water inside was even modified to look like the slender West Lake of Yangzhou before the Grand Nirvana period. On both sides of this modified slender West Lake, there were many trees planted. The entire West Lake Courtyard had a total of 12 luxurious villas. After all, even in the headquarter city era, special privileges still existed. These 12 families either had connections with the military, or had huge amounts of wealth and power in society. "Immediately! Bring all the important items and leave quickly. In 15 minutes, the entire West Lake Courtyard will no longer exist. Quickly, quickly, quickly! Quickly!" Cars swiftly carried the important items from the families and left. And in mid-air, 3 disc-shaped fighter jets were floating, swiftly rushing them. The important people of the 12 families, who used to be extremely high in status, were all leaving pitifully. "My God, it's actually the highest leader who gave the order. Our West Lake Courtyard takes up a lot of space. However, the Jiangnan Mountain Water District in the main city area takes up even more space. Why are they chasing us away?" Within the luxurious cars, the important people's families were furious, yet they didn't dare to get angry. They knew this order came from the highest leader of China. When Luo Feng's ship appeared in the air above Yangzhou City's West Lake Courtyard district, the entire district, other than the people from the military welcoming Luo Feng, had no one else. Their efficiency is really high. It hasn't even been half an hour since I made the call. Moreover, he actually gave me the best West Lake Courtyard. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. 45 minutes later. 2 cars left Mingyu District, arriving at West Lake Courtyard. "Daddy, these 4 words are called West Lake Courtyard, right?" In the car, Luo Feng hugged the younger of his 2 sons, Luo Hai, as he pointed at the 4 large words at the entrance of the sector. Ping Ping and Little Hai, who were 3 years old this year, learned quite a few Chinese characters under the guidance of Su Xin and his grandparents. They could even memorize quite a few Tang and Song poems. "Right, Little Hai is really smart." Luo Feng kissed Little Hai. "Daddy, what are we doing here?" Ping Ping said. "Right, Luo Feng, you still haven't told us what we're here for." Su Xian, who was sitting beside, couldn't help but ask. You'll know soon enough. Luo Feng smiled. His parents, brother, and sister-in-law in the car behind him were also confused. Entering West Lake Courtyard, the car went around the grass. Luo Feng and the others were able to see the beautiful thin West Lake, and the willows on both sides of the lake swaying in the wind. The scenery of this West Lake Courtyard was indeed beautiful. Far away from the highest lawn, there should have been 12 detached villas scattered around. But now, it was a beautiful castle with a height of 60 meters and a width of 1 kilometer. This castle was like the castle of the legendary elves. There were vines and other plants hanging on the walls of the castle. The vines covered most of the outer walls of the castle. They seemed to have been growing for many years. Luo Hua was shocked. When did our Yangzhou have such a castle? His father, Luo Honggua, was also a little shocked. With such a tall castle, it will definitely be discovered when it is being built. Yes, and the vines on the walls must have been growing for a long time. Luo Hua nodded. What about the 12 villas? Su Xian was very puzzled. I called my business partner this afternoon. He lives in West Lake Courtyard. Luo Feng smiled. 12 villas? He had immediately stored them in his space ring. That was the fastest way to demolish them. And this castle, with close to 1,000 servants working together, the construction was even faster than the construction team that was sent to sell the castle. Because every servant was at least a Star Traveler level 9, their strength was shocking. They didn't need any machinery, they could just use their manpower to carry and move them. It was extremely fast. And the vines on the walls were just a popular type of special vines used for soft decorations in the universe. Open the door. Luo Feng looked at the castle and shouted. Rumble! The gates of the castle opened, and a large number of servants wearing neat uniforms quickly ran out. The majestic procession made Luo Honggua, Gong Xian Lan and her husband, Luo Hua and Zhenan, Su Xian, and the 2 children look at this group of people in shock. Hua! Close to 1,000 strong warriors stood in unison. They all slightly bowed and bowed towards Luo Feng. An electronic voice resounded in unison. Master! These slaves didn't understand Earth's language. Hence Luo Feng used the universe language to translate into Chinese, English, German and many other Earth's languages. He installed it on all of their quantum computers. In the universe, quantum computers were very common. The prices of these slaves were very high. Hence, the slave merchants were naturally equipped with the most basic quantum computers. They could communicate telepathically with the quantum computers. If they wanted to say something, they could make the quantum computer emit an electronic voice in Earth's language. This. Su Xian and the group were all stunned. These are our family's servants. They are also our family's guards. Luo Feng said, as for the details, we'll talk about it later. Let's go in and take a look. This castle is also part of my reward from this 1 month. This castle was extremely advanced. Many of the technologies were luxurious and convenient. This was prepared for the rich and powerful of the universe. Just by looking and testing it once, whether it was the elderly or the children, they all fell in love with this castle. The next morning, the bright red sun rose from the east. 2 beams of light flew towards Yangzhou City from afar. This is the castle Little 3 was talking about on the phone? What the hell is this? In mid-air, the white-robed bald thunder god looked at the huge and majestic castle in the West Lake Courtyard. He was stunned. HM? The black-clothed Hong looked down from above, revealing a smile. Second brother, third brother's reward from this trip is not small. We have to give him a good beating. Thunder God rushed down first. Haha. Hong followed suit and rushed down. The entire castle had an automatic defense system. It was extremely advanced. However, Luo Feng had long set Thunder God and Hong as friends. Hence, the 2 of them didn't receive any attacks as they rushed into the castle. Big brother, second brother, come quickly. Luo Feng shouted from a balcony high up in the castle. So. Hong and Thunder God landed on the balcony. Little three, you actually left for a month. You. Thunder God seemed as though he had eaten gunpowder. My dear second brother, if you don't shut up, I'll go through all the trouble and risk my life to enter the universe. I won't tell you the information I've gathered. Luo Feng mocked. Thunder God's expression froze. Hong's face was also filled with shock. Enter the universe? Third brother, no, my dear third brother, I was wrong. Thunder God's eyes lit up. Luo Feng laughed. Let's talk inside. Inside the house. You guys have also entered the Mo planet bloodline. You should know that before this, I was the only inheritor of the Mo planet bloodline. So naturally, I have the help of a living AI. Luo Feng said. You and Big Brother both have the help of a quantum computer. Only I don't. Thunder God muttered. Hong said, let's continue listening to Luo Feng. In archaeological ruin number 12, I discovered that black spaceship. That black spaceship's laser path has always been maintained. Clearly, the energy has always been supplied, so it wasn't too damaged. Luo Feng emphasized. So with the help of the living AI, after some repairs, I was able to start traveling through the universe. Thunder God and Hong's eyes lit up. They have also received a lot of knowledge and know what traveling through the universe is. After traveling through the universe, I headed to a planet 320,000 light-years away from our Earth, Dragon Star. Luo Feng began to speak. Other than the information regarding the master of Mo planet, the things his teacher left for him, and his bank account, Luo Feng didn't hide anything else. He spoke from the beginning to the end in one breath. Thunder God and Hong were completely dumbfounded. From the information they obtained from the remains of the fallen interstellar fleet, it did indeed say that a star level is an absolute warrior of a normal planet. That's why Hong and Thunder God worked hard to become a star level, to have the power to protect their own planet. But hearing Luo Feng say this, in the vast universe, a star traveler level can only make a living. A star level is only an elite warrior. Didn't they see how Luo Feng bought so many slaves in one breath? So many slaves. Thunder God muttered. 16 star levels? Hong also felt as though there were 16 huge mountains standing there, and even a star level 7 stage. Regarding the purple light drink, that's what I was thinking. Big brother, second brother, what do you think? Luo Feng looked at Hong and Thunder God. Luo Feng, you did the right thing. Hong nodded, his forehead was covered in sweat. Hearing you say this, my heart trembled. Our Earth, in the vast universe, is indeed just a drop of water in the ocean, too insignificant and weak. Just relying on the three of us is very, very difficult, so we need to rely on our entire race to rise. Right. Thunder God nodded. These 100,000 tons of purple light drink, I'll distribute it to the various countries' governments once every 10 years. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows, however, about my slave guard. Should I tell the various countries now? I'm hesitating. This. Thunder God hesitated. Luo Feng's slave guard was simply too strong, especially the 3 strongest star level 7s. They were much stronger than the swallowing beast from back then. Any one of them could sweep through the current Earth. Such an incomparably huge power, whether to tell the various countries' governments, that was indeed a problem. I can't tell them now. Hong's expression was serious, he said seriously, since Luo Feng has decided to reveal the cruelty of the universe to them, the true face, and to give them the purple light drink. If we let them feel that with such a strong guard protecting Earth, they won't feel any sense of danger, their efficiency will be very low. Only by letting them feel a sense of danger can they think of ways to increase the number of fighters, speeding up humanity's evolution. I agree. Thunder God nodded. Right. Luo Feng nodded. Luo Feng already had a complete idea of what to do for the World Summit the day after tomorrow. P.S. Chapter 1. Chapter 295. China time, October 29, 8:30 a.m. The autumn air was refreshing, the weather was great. The West Lake courtyard had become the center of Earth today. The army had long since surrounded the courtyard heavily. The surrounding streets had been heavily guarded. Fighter jets from all over the world, from all the headquarter cities, landed on the grass patch of the West Lake courtyard. The leaders of the 5 great countries were gathered here. Because today, one of the 3 strongest warriors of Earth, Luo Feng, was holding an important meeting here. Luo Feng's strongest guards, however, remained in the west wing of the castle, none of them coming out to disturb him. And the large number of people in charge of receiving them were specially arranged by China. Main building of the castle, first floor meeting hall. The lights were resplendent. Beside the huge round table stood many of the leaders of the various countries, headquarter cities passionately giving their instructions. Earth, a total of 5 great countries and 23 headquarter cities. These headquarter cities were mainly from Asia, South America, Africa. All the black and white people were conversing. And as the host, Luo Feng, with his 2 brothers Hong and Thunder God, stood at the entrance of the castle's great hall, welcoming each and every leader attending the meeting. 9 o'clock, the meeting officially began. Rumble! In the air above the huge round table, there was an explosion, shocking all the leaders. And in the air above the explosion, it slowly calmed down. A 3-dimensional projection appeared. This was a vast space projection. Attention all! Luo Feng stood up. Beside him sat Hong and Thunder God. Luo Feng's gaze swept past all the leaders, saying solemnly, "Today's meeting, the importance will not be lower than the Great Nirvana, it will not be lower than the swallowing monster incident." What? All the leaders were in an uproar. Everyone look. Luo Feng pointed at the space projection above the table. This is the universe, the vast universe. I believe everyone knows that there are humans and life within the universe, and I'm sure many of you here know more. Our Earth is one of the over 200,000 planets in the Milky Way that have life. Luo Feng said directly. The projection swiftly formed planets. Amongst them was the silhouette of Bailon's star, after which all the planets shrunk, forming a huge image of the Milky Way galaxy. And the Milky Way galaxy, Beta Galaxy and the other 8 galaxies, formed the silver-blue empire. Luo Feng's words shocked everyone present. An empire that ruled over the 8 galaxies? How powerful! It was a colossus that was many times larger than Earth. Luo Feng listened to the leaders discussing softly. He couldn't help but to say seriously, "However, the silver-blue empire is incredibly weak. It belongs to the lowest-level universe countries, extremely weak." How is this possible? The lowest level? That's 8 star systems. Each star system has more than 200,000 habitable planets. That's a huge empire. The leaders, especially those from the base cities, knew very little to begin with. At this moment, he was completely dumbfounded. Luo Feng, however, continued to introduce the universe coldly. Half an hour later, the conference hall was silent. "Let me introduce a race to everyone." Luo Feng pointed at the space above the table. Immediately the projection changed and a huge planet appeared. On that planet, silhouettes flew past. This is one of the planets inhabited by a human race called the Black Meng race. The Black Meng race has a lot of star traveler warriors, millions of them. And there are stellar levels among them. Their number of star-level fighters and spirit readers is even more shocking, of which there were many star-level 5 and 6. Do you know what the star-level 5 and 6 represent? This means that every one of them is comparable to the devourer beast from back then. In the Black Meng tribe, there are many more that are stronger than the swallowing beast. Luo Feng's introduction made the group of leaders extremely curious. Knowing the vastness of the universe, this was the first time Luo Feng introduced the races. To the leaders of the various countries, they should be the stronger races in the universe. How powerful! There are so many who are as strong as the devourer. Existences surpassing the war god level in the millions? This is insane. This is crazy. It's that easy to reach the planetary state? There are less than 100 of us on Earth. The leaders of various countries and base cities looked at the virtual projection enviously. How could the Earth catch up with the Black Meng race? There wasn't even a single star level on Earth. A star traveler level 1, if placed on Earth, would be called a War God Palace representative. His status was comparable to that of a national leader. But in the Black Meng tribe there were countless of them. Didn't they see the large number of planetary states flying around their planet? The Black Meng race is a race that has been enslaved within the universe. Luo Feng's voice was low. The leaders in the conference hall were stunned. A race that was thousands and tens of thousands of times stronger than Earth, a race that had been enslaved? Their entire race, countless citizens, are slaves. They are slaves, their descendants and grandchildren are still slaves. Slaves that have been implanted with the biochip, slaves that are sold like goods. Their descendants, generation after generation, have never been able to rise again. Luo Feng's voice was cold as though it came from hell, causing all the leaders to tremble. Many of them had cold sweat on their forehead. Descendants and grandchildren? Endless. They were slaves, slaves that had been sold. May I ask, Mr. Luo, how do you know this? The European Union's Prime Minister stood up. Because I've been to the universe once. Luo Feng said solemnly. However, I was shocked by the cruelty of the universe and came back. What? Entering the vast universe? Luo Feng had been there before? Attention all. Luo Feng looked at the leaders. I've invited everyone here to tell you, I believe everyone understands. As for whether you believe me or not, it's simple. Luo Feng turned to look at the door. Bring it up. Immediately, a staff member brought over a black helmet. Consciousness-sensing helmet? Some of the leaders reacted. This isn't the one on Earth, it's the original helmet from the universe. Hong said beside, the various countries will let the experts who developed the consciousness-sensing helmets take a look. They'll be clear. This is a product from the universe. Many of the materials can't even be found on Earth. This is something I brought from another planet in the universe. Luo Feng looked at the various countries. Through the consciousness-sensing helmet, each country can send one person to use it to enter the virtual universe network. Before, I've already explained the concept of the virtual universe network. Luo Feng's words caused the leaders present to boil. Enter the virtual universe network? This was Earth's first time truly connecting with the vast universe. They could truly understand much about the vast universe. Luo Feng, how many helmets do you have? China's leader was excited. Consciousness-sensing helmets, I can provide 6. Luo Feng looked at the others. The 5 great countries each have 23 headquarter cities. Every headquarter city has a 1-day trial period every month. The details can be adjusted by yourselves. Luo Feng had already prepared for this back when he bought the helmet. To allow Earth's humans to improve quickly, they had to make contact with the outside world. And entering the virtual universe was a good way, and these anonymous accounts could be used by anyone. However, the various countries didn't have universe currency, hence even if they entered the virtual universe, they could only look at normal free information, etc. However, they couldn't spend it, etc. Mr. Luo, America's black-skinned president, was excited. What you said is right. This to Earth is no less important than the great nirvana, entering the virtual universe. This is our first step in contact with the universe, and also a crucial step. I still have more important things I haven't said. Luo Feng said. Silence. The group of leaders in the meeting room stared at Luo Feng, wanting to know what other important things he had to say. I have a strange dew called purple light dew. Using 10 grams of purple light dew, it can allow a high-level dojo student to evolve into a fighter. Luo Feng said. That's all. This can't be considered a treasure. Amongst the leaders, some couldn't help but discuss softly. The others all looked at Luo Feng. Earth had better things than the purple light do, like the spirits of nature. Back then Luo Feng used a portion of the spirits of nature to allow his family members to directly become student level 2 and 3. The effects were indeed much stronger. However, as the spirits of nature were too rare, even war gods rarely had them. The quantity was too small, there was no meaning. I have a large quantity, Luo Feng said again. The group of leaders were stunned. How much, how many people can use it? A headquarter city leader from Africa couldn't help but ask. The entire world, Luo Feng said seriously. I can supply it to all the dojo's high-level students. As long as Earth produces a dojo high-level student, after using the purple light dew, I'll let him become a fighter. All of the world? Supply it to the entire world. My God. Many people understood the logic. The more valuable a treasure, the lesser the quantity. Indeed, such a large quantity of purple light dew, Luo Feng had spent 800 million black dragon dollars. Normal planets like Bailon Star and other planets' richest people were far from this number. Such a large quantity of purple light dew was indeed not easy. The ratio of the total population to the dojo high-level student population is about 100. Doesn't that mean Earth can produce close to 70 million fighters? 70 million? Not only that, many people have already given up because they don't have any hope of becoming a fighter. If they knew that becoming a high-level student would allow them to break through, they would definitely work even harder. I believe the ratio can reach 50. Then the number of fighters on Earth will exceed 100 million, humanity's genes will rapidly evolve, tens of millions of times faster than what we originally estimated. The group of leaders were all extremely excited. This made them even more excited than countless amounts of money and valuables. 10 grams for one person, 1 kilogram would be 100 people, 1 ton of purple light dew can supply 100,000 people. When we return, I'll first supply close to 7,000 tons of purple light dew according to the population ratio of each country. Luo Feng said, 7,000 tons of purple light dew? The leaders of each country could almost see humanity's huge evolution. That day, Luo Feng distributed a certain amount of purple light dew according to the population ratio of each country and headquarters city. And Earth's huge evolution process had officially begun. Every country could see the dawn of humanity's rise. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were all anticipating. When the various regions of Earth began experimenting with the purple light dew, and were surprised by its miraculous effects, in China time, November 23, 9:30 a.m. In the vast space of the solar system, a disc-shaped silver-gray ship was already nearing Earth. What a beautiful planet, azure blue, a color that makes one's heart skip a beat. Within the ship's control room, the tall and handsome captain dressed in a silver battle uniform had a look of enjoyment on his face, looking at the azure blue planet displayed on the virtual screen. It's too mesmerizing, I love it, yes, I love it, because it can bring me status, bring me money. The other crew members beside were all shouting excitedly, none of them were as emotional as the captain. Yes, this was a planet without a master, to these universe explorers, it was such a wonderful thing. P.S. 2 chapters completed. Tomorrow, Tomato would be leaving for a long journey. He still had to go to the airport to catch a plane. He probably wouldn't have time to write. Tomorrow and the 6th day of the planet would be switched. Tomato wouldn't be resting on Saturday. Chapter 296. Earth in the air above the Atlantic Ocean. Hua, the dark and boundless ocean water slowly rippled. It was currently China time at 9:30 in the morning, yet it was deep into the night here. In the air above the turbulent ocean, a silver-gray ship floated. There were no instruments on Earth that could detect its presence. Within the control room, a group of explorers were extremely excited. Captain! A child's head appeared on the control room's screen, a clear voice resounded. According to our calculations, this planet is close to a sphere. Its radius is close to 6,400 kilometers. Its surface area is 510 million square kilometers, of which 29.2% is land and 70.8% is water. The planet's gravity force is about 0.11 of the universe's standard gravity unit. The air composition: nitrogen makes up 78%, oxygen 21%. The ship's AI Atuka swiftly reported the simplest and easiest to detect data. Very good. The captain's expression was solemn, his eyes filled with a hint of madness. He turned to look at the 8 crew members beside him who were equally excited. Everyone, it's almost time for us to harvest the fruits of our victory. However, it's precisely at times like this that we can't let our guard down. After all, this is a planet that was once ruled by an invincible warrior. We know almost nothing about it. The 8 crew members held their breath. Discovering an ownerless planet, we have to be extremely careful. Who knows, this aboriginal planet might have some absolute warriors. The captain said solemnly. It wasn't unheard of to capsize a ship in an easy task. Some universe exploration teams had coincidentally discovered an aboriginal planet, but due to their carelessness, they were killed by the aboriginal planet's warriors, dying at the moment when they were closest to victory. Understood, Captain. Captain, don't worry, we won't be careless. How can we capsize a ship in an easy task? This isn't the first time we've experienced life and death situations. The crew members all promised. The captain nodded in satisfaction. Everything is to be extremely careful and safe. If there's no one stronger than us on this planet, then we can obtain the biggest profit. If there's a warrior on this planet, then we have 2 paths. One is to inform the slave merchants. The second is to inform my family. The captain said solemnly, encountering a warrior on an aboriginal planet. This was a very common occurrence in the history of the universe. The explorers' mission was to discover the planet. There was no need to fight them head-on. The captain looked at the control screen. Atuka, begin to scan the entire planet. Quickly obtain the planet's information. Captain, this planet has an information network. The avatar on the console was excited. I can hack into the network and quickly obtain a lot of information about this planet. Very good. The captain's eyes shone even brighter. There's even an information network? The crew laughed in surprise. In the history of the universe, most of the native planets discovered were very backward. Invade quickly. Understand this planet from all aspects, such as economy, religion, powerhouses, military, technology, and so on. The captain ordered. Most importantly, the information on the powerhouses. Prioritize the information on the powerhouses. Yes, Captain. Atuka replied and then easily hacked into Earth's network. This universe adventurer ship's level of advancement far exceeded the current Earth's. It was completely comparable to the Black Dragon ship. Silently, Earth's history and many other information were quickly collected, except for some secret information that was stored in physical storage and disconnected from the Internet. As long as it was something that could be found on the Internet, all of it had been discovered. However, no one on Earth had discovered it. At this time, China Jiangnan headquarters city, Luo Feng's castle's rooftop balcony. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God sat around a table. I've long reached the pinnacle of the Star Traveler level 9, why can't I break through? Thunder God rubbed his bald head unhappily. With Third Brother's instruction manual, my techniques, strength exertion etc. have all improved by a lot. Right now Brother Hong is already a Star Traveler level 9, in terms of fighter fitness, I've always been stronger than him. Cocky. Hong glanced at him. I've only just stepped into level 9. You're already at the pinnacle. No matter, little Third Brother still improves the fastest. Thunder God exclaimed loudly. Don't call me little Third Brother. Luo Feng rubbed his nose. While the 3 strongest warriors of Earth were leisurely enjoying themselves, they didn't know, at this time, a universe adventurer ship, had already entered the planet and swiftly hacked into the network to collect large amounts of information. They had always been afraid of something that would happen a long time later. It was currently happening in the air above the Atlantic Ocean. Above the dark ocean, the silver-gray ship floated motionlessly. Within the control room, the captain and 8 crew members were quietly waiting for the ship's AI to collect information. "Captain, the information on the powerhouses has been collected," Atuka shouted. The eyes of the explorers within the ship lit up. The information on the powerhouses was what they were most concerned about. If the planet's powerhouses were stronger than them, then their profits would be greatly reduced. But if the planet's powerhouses were much weaker than them, then the planet would be theirs to trample on. They could reap the most benefits. The captain said, "We've already established a translation program for the universe language and the planet's indigenous language. This planet is called Earth by the humans within it. There's a total of 7 billion humans on Earth, of which there are close to 1 million student level. And the number of star travelers, close to 100. The number of star levels is 0. Atuka said directly. There was silence within the ship. The captain and the 8 crew members were stunned. "Ha ha ha." The captain was the first to laugh excitedly. "Ha ha, that's great." The black gorilla-like explorer was also extremely excited. "There's actually only close to 100 star travelers. The powerhouses of this planet are too weak. There's not even a single star level." The group of crew members were extremely excited. On their ship, the captain's power was without a doubt the strongest, and the other crew members all had their own unique skills. Including the captain, there were a total of 3 star-level warriors. The other 4 were Star Traveler level 9, and the other 2 were support crew members of the ship. This kind of power could completely suppress the powerhouses of Earth. This way they could do whatever they wanted, reaping the most benefits from this planet. "Captain, there's more detailed information you must look at," the ship's AI Atuka reminded. "What information?" The captain smiled. If it was said that when he first entered Earth, he was still cautious and nervous, but now that he heard that the entire planet didn't even have a single star level, he was naturally relaxed. As for the strongest guard that Luo Feng bought on Dragon Star, very few people on Earth knew about it. Even the various countries didn't know about it. It couldn't even be found on the internet. "Captain, there are 3 extremely famous pinnacle warriors on Earth. They are called Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God." The AI Atuka said. "This is a video of Luo Feng battling a monster." A virtual projection appeared in mid-air in the control room, showing the video of Luo Feng killing the Octopus Emperor back then. "This Earthling is flying pretty fast. What is he stepping on?" A green-skinned lady was shocked. "It's a spirit weapon. To be able to fly so fast in the planet's interior with such strong air resistance. It's definitely a spirit weapon. A Star Traveler level punk actually has a spirit weapon? Stupid. This was one of the planets controlled by an invincible warrior back then. What's a few treasures left behind?" The explorers discussed amongst themselves. However, in the video, Luo Feng used the Arc Cutter Blade to kill the Octopus Emperor. Arc Cutter Blade. Level 3 Spirit Weapon. Arc Cutter Blade. The captain and the Black Gorilla Man exclaimed simultaneously. The Black Gorilla Man's eyes gleamed, howling. "Captain, we're rich, we're rich! This planet definitely has treasures left behind by an invincible warrior, otherwise an aboriginal planet definitely wouldn't have a level 3 spirit weapon." The captain's eyes gleamed too. He understood too. This Earth was different from the other aboriginal planet. "Captain, this is the second video. It's a video of the battle between Hong and Thunder God." The AI Atuka broadcasted the second video that was widely circulated on the internet. Hong and Thunder God teamed up, battling the space beast Golden Horned Beast. On the video, Hong and Thunder God unleashed their domains, burning their souls as they fought to the death. Damn, these are star travelers, right? How can they have domains? Both of them have domains? Sick, star travelers with domains? And two of them appearing at once? Looking at the entire Black Dragon Mountain Empire, to have two star travelers with domains on one planet, that's not very realistic. That's sick. Look, a pile of metal actually appeared in front of the black-clothed man. It's definitely a space storage item. And the space inside isn't small. Space storage item. No wonder this place was ruled by an invincible warrior. Look at what they're wearing. That black-clothed man, the armor on his body is so weird. It's definitely not a normal battle uniform. The crew members were all shocked. However, the captain's expression was serious, staring hard at Hong and Thunder God's opponent, the golden horned beast. Information on space beasts had always been extremely rare, and not many people paid special attention to this information. Even though the Virtual Universe Network had some public information, it was only a rough introduction to the space beast. As for detailed information on the golden horned beast, there wasn't any. One had to know, even the UNMO Planet Master, this undying warrior, only had some basic knowledge on the golden horned beast. The other normal explorers, most of them didn't know. Very few of them only had a rough idea. This is. The captain stared hard at the golden horned beast in the video. As a direct descendant of the Newland Shan family, he had received an excellent education, and could be said to be an extremely qualified and excellent trainee mercenary. He had seen the most terrifying space beasts introductions, and one of them was this bloodthirsty and violent beast, the golden horned beast. Golden horned beast, it's actually a golden horned beast. And from the looks of it, it's only a star level 1 golden horned beast? It can only be considered an infant of the golden horned beast. My God! Such a young golden horned beast, if it was captured alive, it would be worth more than 10 planets. The captain felt like he was holding his breath, beads of perspiration forming on his forehead. He was so excited his entire body was flushed with blood. This was an incomparably huge amount of wealth. There would definitely be undying beings who would be willing to pay a huge price to purchase this top-notch bloodline space beast infant. Chapter 297. Look, it's liquid silver guards. The two liquid silver protectors work together to stop the monster. Earth actually has liquid silver guards. It's indeed a planet ruled by an invincible warrior. The crew members were all very excited. The footage from before revealed many of the more valuable items. All gave a signal. After that invincible warrior had fallen, there were still many treasures left on Earth. One had to know, that was an invincible warrior that even the Silver Blue Empire didn't dare resist, even the Black Dragon Mountain Empire didn't dare mess with. Atuka. The captain's eyes were bloodshot, somewhat agitated. Is that beast alive or dead? Of the 8 heroes of Earth, Luo Feng, M.O. Henderson, Eastbourne, Tripathi Singh, Jia Yi and Sokolov, these 6 sacrificed themselves to unleash a spirit technique to kill the swallowing beast, saving humanity on Earth. Atuka swiftly reported the information he gathered from the internet. Bastard! The captain couldn't help but curse. Bastard dog's hit, go die. The captain cursed fiercely. The 8 crew members were all shocked. Today was a joyous day. How could the captain be so angry? How could it die? The captain was furious. The golden horned beast was destined to become a Sector Lord pinnacle. Because the golden horned beast's innate talent, the moment it reached the Sector Lord level 9, it could be said to be invincible under the undying level. A golden horned beast at its peak wasn't easy to deal with, and even harder to capture alive. However, a mere star level 1 golden horned beast infant, to the explorers of the universe, there were plenty of ways to capture it alive. It was only a star level 1. As long as there was a powerful spirit reader hypnotist, they could easily tame the golden horned beast. The golden horned beast's rarity, cautiousness, etc., meant that encountering a golden horned beast infant was an extremely difficult task. Any undying or sector lord would probably be willing to spend an astronomical amount of wealth to purchase a golden horned beast infant. Astronomical amount of wealth. The price of a golden horned beast infant, I can't even imagine it. The captain was filled with regret. Why didn't he come earlier? These humans of Earth were simply wasting such a treasure. He had actually killed the cub of the giant starry sky beast with the highest bloodline. Once he obtained it, as long as he handled it carefully, he would definitely become a true figure in the upper echelons of the universe. The price of a golden horned beast infant wouldn't be any lower than his entire Newland Shan family. After all, it represented a pinnacle sector lord existence. Bastard, bastard! The captain was filled with hatred. A corpse. Yes, corpses. The captain's eyes gleamed. Undying corpses are incomparably precious. The golden horned beast infant's corpse is also very precious. Although it's not as good as a live one, it's definitely more valuable than a planet. There are many large powers and organizations in the universe that are willing to pay a high price to buy the golden horned beast's corpse to dissect and research. Atuka, where's the monster's corpse? The captain shouted. The 8 crew members were very confused. Captain. The ship's AI, Atuka replied. After that swallowing beast was killed, humans once sent planetary state warriors to the bottom of the sea. However, countless monsters gathered, causing humans to be unable to get the body. To this day, the Devourer's corpse is still a mystery. 3 years, the golden horned beast can devour. It has an internal world. The captain guessed, when it dies, when the internal world collapses, the dissipated energy supports the body. I believe the corpse shouldn't decompose much in 3 years. With the golden horned beast's scales for defense, even if it dies, it shouldn't be eaten by those normal monsters. The captain was extremely nervous. At least for now, this golden horned beast's corpse was definitely the treasure on this planet that he coveted the most. The universe exploration ship floated above the Atlantic Ocean, continuing to gather information on Earth. As time passed, the information became more complete. China time, 11:42 in the afternoon. Captain, all the information has been gathered. Atuka said. This planet's technology, military and other aspects, is still at the beginning stages of a space civilization. It's still very far from a space civilization. In terms of military strength, this planet has no way of resisting our little exploration team. The only thing worth noting is, on this planet, there are Muya crystals, Black God battle uniform, cloud contact vines, spirit weapons, space rings and many other valuable items of the universe. Atuka swiftly said. That year on Misty Island, Hong's battle with the Beast Emperor, he used the cloud contact vine. Even though the footage was hidden, there were too many people who saw it. It could indeed be found on the internet. Also, the search for the Muya crystals back then was crazy. There were still bits and pieces on the internet. Things like the Black God set, spirit weapons and space rings were much easier to find. The captain and the 8 crew members were all excited. Cloud contact vine? If the cloud contact vine seed can be grown and nurtured into a seedling, every seedling is worth up to 100 billion black dragon dollars. It's not strange that it's expensive. As long as the cloud contact vine is carefully nurtured, it has a 100% chance of reaching the universe level. How can it not be expensive? The cloud contact vine's seed wasn't too expensive. Because for the seed to live, nurturing it into a seedling was extremely difficult. And it wasn't hard for the seedling to grow to the universe level. For example, as long as it ate enough Muya crystals, it could reach the universe level. One could imagine the value of a universe-level warrior, even though the cost of nurturing it was extremely high. However, the cloud contact vine seedlings were still expensive. Muya crystals? The best food for cultivating beasts and plants, the Muya crystals? That's something even domain lords, sector lords and even undying beings would buy. The Muya crystals have too many uses. It's suitable for humans, beasts, plant life and many other life forms. Earth actually has Muya crystals. The entire ship was excited beyond words. Captain, we've discovered a special dew on Earth. It's been named the Evolution Dew by the Earthlings. After testing, it should be the universe's purple light dew. Atuka continued, and according to our calculations, the amount of purple light dew on Earth is extremely large, probably a few hundred tons. Atuka had also estimated the amount based on the number of high-level students on Earth. Earth has purple light dew? The captain was shocked. That invincible warrior, he really gave Earth a lot of grace. A few hundred tons of purple light dew, compared to the cloud contact vine, the arc cutter blade and the golden horned beast's corpse, the difference was too huge. A few planets that were rich in purple light dew, that was in the thousands and tens of thousands of tons, a few hundred tons didn't shock the captain. Within the control room, the captain and the 8 crew members were discussing how to get the most out of Earth. Without a doubt, the most valuable things on Earth are the treasures left behind by that invincible warrior. The green-skinned lady's eyes gleamed. That was an invincible warrior who could enter the dark universe with his body, hiding the coordinates of the universe. If we can get the treasures left behind by that warrior, then keep dreaming. The black gorilla man shook his head. Let's not talk about whether or not the invincible warrior fell on this planet, but there's one thing, the treasures left behind by that being, if we were to get our hands on them, there's a 99% chance that we'll lose our lives. The crew members discussed amongst themselves. The captain creased his eyebrows as he considered what to do. Follow plan number 3. The captain said solemnly. Captain? The 8 crew members looked over. Captain. The ship's AI Atuka shouted, we've received a communication request from the family fleet. HM? The captain's expression changed slightly. You guys stay here, we'll act later. I'll go deal with those arrogant bastards, the captain said, immediately leaving the control room and entering his own room. Within the captain's resting room, the tall and handsome captain sat in his chair, closing his eyes, connect to the virtual universe network. **********. The AI quantum computers were usually half connected to the virtual universe, able to receive messages from others. And if he wanted to communicate or send a message, he had to send his consciousness into the universe. Virtual universe, Ganwu Continent's Black Dragon Mountain Island. In the courtyard of an ordinary house, the captain suddenly appeared. On his shoulder there was also a fist-sized elf. This house was the captain's property in the virtual universe. If one didn't have property in the virtual universe, they would be like Luofeng, directly appearing on the street. If they had property, they would appear in their homes in the virtual universe. They had property and many other functions. House, living room. A screen appeared on the living room's wall. On it was a communication request. Now you're begging me? The captain laughed coldly as he looked at the screen, saying, connect. The screen shook slightly. And on the huge screen, 8 silhouettes appeared. Of these 8, 3 had pointy ears, their eyes glowing red, just like the captain. And the other 5, their looks were a little special, obviously not of the same race as the captain. Oh, there's actually 8 direct disciples who want to see me at the same time? The captain frowned. Burrow. The leader of the 8, a similarly pointy-eared, exceptionally handsome youth said coldly, you should have arrived at that life planet. So what if I've arrived? The captain laughed coldly. Pulla, I've already stated my conditions before. Let me tell you. I, Bulow, am the one who contributed the most to the discovery of this planet. Whether it was the discovery of the wormhole or the arrival of this planet, it was all due to me. In fact, I can give this planet to whoever I want. Of the 8 standing, one of the tall and sturdy black-skinned man snorted coldly. What are you snorting about? The captain stared. Chromie, even if you reach the star level 9 and have the status of a direct disciple, you're still an outsider. I am the only direct disciple of the Newland Shan family. Within the Newland Shan family. Many outsiders entered the Newland Shan family, of which only those who reached the star level 9 had the right to become a direct disciple, having a special status. Burrow, we're not here to negotiate with you, we're here to inform you. The moment the old patriarch received the news of the Void region, he personally sent the order over. Regarding that planet that was once ruled by an invincible warrior, the old patriarch was extremely interested, hence, this planet must belong to the family. There definitely can't be any accidents, otherwise my ass. The captain stared. 8 direct disciples, it's said that there are over 30 Newland Shan guards? Wah, adding up to over 40 star level 9 stages, what a terrifying power. Killing me is like squashing an ant, I am so scared. The captain looked like he was trembling in fear, following which he glared fiercely, roaring, "Get lost! If you have the ability, then come and kill me! Come on, come on!" The captain shouted. The 8 direct disciples' faces were ashen. A bunch of trash. The captain laughed coldly. You guys better understand the situation. I'm not that down-and-out kid from back then. Right now, it's the family that needs my help. Hence, show me some respect. Alright, I don't like you guys, we'll talk about this planet a day later. But the communication was cut off. P.S. 2 chapters completed. Chapter 298. Virtual Universe, Black Dragon Island, within a house. After the captain closed the communicator, he leisurely walked to the side and poured himself a glass of wine. D. Captain, the family fleet is requesting a call. The little Alpha Tuka on the captain's shoulder shouted. Don't be anxious. The captain smiled as he raised his wine glass, leisurely sitting on the sofa, gently swirling the glass in his hand. The golden liquid within the transparent glass rippled. We have to leave them hanging, we have to let them understand this negotiation, just who holds the initiative. A bunch of stupid bastards. Captain, the family fleet is requesting a second call. A third call, time passed by minute. The captain laid on the sofa, raising his wine glass and squinting his eyes, listening to the 9th call from the family fleet, muttering, Pulla, this time I want to let them know that I, Bulow and Newland Shan, am the most outstanding of this generation of the family. You? Just a flower that grew up in a greenhouse. D. Captain, there's an unknown number requesting a call. The other party has automatically revealed his identity. He's a universe-level warrior. A Tuka shouted from his shoulder. Pooh. Bulow Newland Shan spat out the wine in his mouth, fiercely standing up, his eyes wide open. Universe level? Through the quantum computer or AI quantum computer, when connected to the virtual universe network, one could request to check one's strength. The virtual universe network would use the AI quantum computer and the quantum computer to scan the human body and check one's strength. Normally in the virtual universe network, no one would display their strength. If there were special times, like some special places that required the strength of the person who entered, then they would have to display their strength. Connect. Bulow Newland Shan shouted before saying again, Wait a moment. Bulow Newland Shan took a deep breath, wiping his face, calming himself down before saying, Connect. Yes, Captain. The little boy Atuka shouted. Do. A screen appeared on the wall of the living room. On it appeared a pointy-eared, eyes slightly red, extremely handsome, similar to Bulow Newland Shan, a middle-aged man. Old family leader. Bulow Newland Shan bowed respectfully. The Newland Shan family, as a new strong family, including the current family leader, there had been a total of 3 family leaders. The first patriarch founded the Newland Shan family. The 3 clan leaders had all reached the universe level before they had the right to take over the clan leader position. This old clan leader was the second clan leader. Back then, when he took over the position, he was a universe level 1. And now that tens of thousands of years had passed, this old clan leader was already a universe level 6 warrior. The current leader was Bulow Newland Shan's grandfather. And the second patriarch was more than 10 ranks higher than Buluo Nulan Shan. Bulo! The old patriarch smiled as he looked at Buluo Nulan Shan. I don't really know much about the younger generation of the family today, should be the first time I've spoken to you. Yes, old chief. Buluo's face was flushed red. He was extremely respectful. How exciting! From the time he was born to the time he left the family, over 1,000 years, although he had seen the old patriarch from afar, he did not have the qualifications to talk to the old patriarch. This was the first time. Those who grow up under the protection of the family are ultimately weak. Like you, adventuring and roaming the universe, only then will you be able to sharpen the edge that belongs to the strong. The old patriarch praised. Our Nulan Shan family has always judged our clansmen based on contributions and strength. This planet was once controlled by an undying being, hence its position is special. A normal life planet to the Nulan Shan family wasn't much. These types of special planets were considered more valuable. The family will give you 100 billion black dragon dollars as a reward, and also give you the position of an eternal elder. The old patriarch said directly. Eternal elder? Buluo's eyes stared wide. The position of an elder of the family was extremely high, even higher than the direct disciples. However, even if one took the position of an elder, if one made a huge mistake, with the approval of the patriarch and the elders, one could still be removed from the position. However, the position of eternal elder, even if one made a huge mistake, at most one's benefits would be reduced, but it would never be removed from the position. Only by making huge contributions would one have the qualifications to obtain this position. Our Nulan Shan family's glory is built upon the hard work of generations of disciples. The old patriarch said. Don't worry, old patriarch, I, Buluo Nulan Shan, as a disciple of the Nulan Shan family, am willing to fight for the family's glory. Buluo straightened his back. You are very outstanding. The old patriarch smiled and nodded. The conquest and excavation of this planet, you will be the vanguard. The family's fleet will arrive in 3 months. Understood, patriarch, don't worry. The strongest power on this planet is only around the Star Traveler level 9. My adventurer team will be able to conquer the entire planet. I will definitely prepare everything well, waiting for the family fleet to take over everything. Buluo puffed out his chest and said loudly. The old patriarch nodded in satisfaction. The day we return, I will personally bestow upon you the title of Eternal Elder. But the communication was cut off. Haha. Captain Buluo Nulan Shan's red eyes were filled with excitement. Earth's value is huge, but I'm after all only a star level, such a huge profit, I definitely can't handle it well. And now, haha, I am the family's high and mighty Eternal Elder. Earth. Buluo Nulan Shan's eyes lit up like never before. So, his entire being vanished from the virtual universe. Earth, above the Atlantic Ocean. The silver-gray ship floated there. Follow plan number 3. Immediately go and capture Earth's 3 strongest warriors. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God. If the 3 pinnacle warriors are captured, Earth will have no courage to resist. Also, through these 3 we can easily learn many of Earth's secrets. Within the ship's control room, Buluo was extremely confident. Yes, Captain. The 8 crew members behind him replied in unison. Atuka, Luo Feng and the other 2's positions. Captain Buluo said. After hacking into Earth's satellite network, we've confirmed that Hong and Thunder God are heading towards Luo Feng's residence. Earth China's Jiangnan headquarters city, Yangzhou City. A child's head on the control screen shouted loudly. Depart, destination. Yangzhou City. Buluo pointed towards Earth's China. So, the silver-gray universe ship immediately became a beam of light, crossing the ocean and flying straight towards Asia's China continent. China, Jiangnan headquarters city, one of the 8 great cities, Yangzhou City. West Lake Courtyard's castle had already become Luo Feng's name. Hong's shipbuilding, Thunder God's 7-star building, Luo Feng's castle. These were the residences of Earth's three pinnacle warriors. On the balcony of the castle, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God sat crossed-legged, their hearts as calm as the ocean. Luo Feng, a universe ship has entered the security zone. Babata shouted anxiously. What? Luo Feng fiercely opened his eyes. He was so shocked his entire body was trembling, cold sweat beading his forehead. A universe ship, on Earth, other than his own universe ship. Who else could operate a universe ship? Don't tell me in the vast universe, explorers from other planets had finally discovered Earth? However, according to logic, the dark universe coordinates of Earth's star field had long been covered by his teacher's space technique. It's a universe ship, and it's AC-grade universe ship. Babata shouted anxiously. Why would there be a universe ship? Luo Feng was both anxious and furious within. I don't know, but the ship has already arrived above the castle. Babata said. Beside him, Hong and Thunder God could clearly feel the originally calm atmosphere around them being disturbed, simultaneously opening their eyes and looking suspiciously at Luo Feng. Luo Feng's expression was ashen, cold sweat beading. Babata's security zone was within a 20,000 m radius around him. Back when he was underground on Misty Island, Babata relied on this security zone to detect the strength of the surrounding humans. Usually, this security zone was maintained by Babata, which allowed him to discover the universe ship's arrival. The universe ship floated about 3,000 m above the castle. This civilization is really backward. Our ship is just parked here, yet they can't even discover it. The green-skinned lady said proudly. Look, this planet's three strongest people are sitting on the balcony of that castle. The three strongest people, if placed in the universe, they'd barely be able to make a living. The black gorilla man laughed coldly. He was one of the 3-star levels in this exploration team. The Captain Bulow Newland Shan, through the external simulation, looked below, high-spirited, laughing. Attention all, after we're done with Earth, we don't have to take any more risk. Let's go interact with the strongest of the 3 aboriginals. Let these aboriginals understand what it means to be the strongest of the universe. Ha ha ha! Let's have some fun with these aboriginals. Ha ha! The crew members were all proud. Facing these aboriginals that hadn't assimilated into the universe, they naturally felt a sense of superiority. They thought they were civilized people, and the ones before them were just aboriginals. So. The cabin door opened. With the Captain Bulow Newland Shan leading the group of explorers, other than the 2 maintenance workers, the rest all flew downwards. They're here. Luo Feng looked up. In the sky suddenly 7 human silhouettes flew down. Some were like black gorillas, some were handsome, some were green-skinned. These 7 explorers from the universe were obviously different from the humans of Earth. The 7 of them all had smiles of superiority, their eyes filled with a sense of superiority, as though they were in control of everything, looking down on the aboriginals. 3 aboriginals. Pitiful aboriginals. Bulow Newland Shan looked down at the 3 humans of Earth with ugly expressions. His mood, however, was extremely good. From his point of view, these humans of Earth were just so adorable. This planet could bring him huge amounts of wealth, a high position. These were basically aboriginals that he could trample on easily. On the balcony, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God looked at the screen on their arms. A star level 6, a star level 2 and a star level 1. 4-star traveler level 9. The 3 exchanged glances. We're in big trouble. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God's expressions were ugly. These 7 explorers, Luo Feng and the others didn't even put them in their eyes. However, the arrival of these 7 explorers meant that Earth was no longer safe. Earthlings. Bulow Newland Shan looked down and said slowly, the quantum computer automatically translated into Earth's language. From now on, you are all slaves of me, a warrior from the universe, Bulow Newland Shan. The translated Earth's Chinese, That low voice resounded throughout the entire castle, causing the people on the streets outside to look up in shock. In mid-air, Bulow Newland Shawn stood in mid-air, slightly raising his chin, looking high and mighty, his eyes looking pitifully at the three aboriginals on the balcony below. On the balcony, Luo Feng and the other two's expressions were gloomy. Men, Luo Feng ordered coldly. Rumble, 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 rumble. One after another, human silhouettes from the castle's corridors, windows and balconies swiftly rushed into the sky, the densely packed human silhouettes, almost as though they were shooting into the sky, covering the sky with countless arrows. The densely packed human silhouettes swiftly filled the sky, immediately surrounding the 7 explorers who were filled with superiority. Tomato is back. Do your best to summon votes. Monthly votes. Chapter 299. This. Bulow Newland Shawn, the Black Gorilla Man, the Green-Skinned Lady and the other 4 explorers, were all completely stunned. The aboriginals that they originally thought were weak and backward, had actually suddenly produced so many powerful warriors. Star Level 7 Spirit Readers? Level 7. There are 3-star Level 7 Spirit Readers. Bulow Newland Shawn and the others stared in shock at their own quantum computers, the words displayed on their screens. My God! The strongest amongst them, the captain, was only a star Level 6, and he was only a fighter. 1-star Level 7 Spirit Reader was enough to wipe out their entire team of explorers, much less 3 of them. Master. The blur of human silhouettes bowed respectfully towards Luo Feng on the balcony. Master? The 7 explorers looked shocked at the 3 weak aboriginals on the balcony, and Luo Feng coldly pointed at them. Capture them, those who resist, kill them. Yes. The slave guards replied respectfully. Shwa, shwa, shwa. Immediately the entire guard surrounded the 7 explorers. The green-skinned lady was the first to shout loudly in universe language. The quantum computer swiftly translated her words. I surrender. I surrender. The Black Gorilla Man said too. We surrender. We surrender. Don't kill us. Out of the 7 explorers, 6 of them chose to surrender at the first moment. Even though the explorers were dancing on the edge of a knife, they weren't idiots. The 3-star Level 7 Spirit Readers leading close to 1,000-strong guards could easily wipe out 10 of their small teams. Resisting only had one result: death, hence the 6 of them chose to surrender. How could it be like this? Bulow Newland Shawn's handsome face was twisted. How could it be like this? He, Bulow, had such a beautiful future. How could it suddenly turn out like this? The humans of this planet, didn't they almost perish against the star Level 1 golden horned beast? How could so many star level warriors suddenly appear? And the most important thing was, amongst these star level warriors, he could tell with a glance, some of them weren't even from Earth. Death or surrender. The 3 black Meng warriors looked coldly at Bulow Newland Shawn. Bulow Newland Shawn gritted his teeth, saying softly, I surrender. From then on, the 7 universe adventurers all surrendered. They didn't even have the guts to resist. Luo Feng and the other 2 flew up. Beside them Thunder God and Hong carefully looked at the 7. In terms of looks, there were a few peculiar ones amongst them. Back when Luo Feng chose the slaves, he chose the ones with height and looks that were close to the humans of Earth. But these 7 universe adventurers were very different from Earthlings. Meng 1, lead the first small team and order the universe ship to surrender. Luo Feng ordered. Yes. A small team quickly soared into the sky. The silver-gray spaceship in midair saw that the situation was not good and was about to escape. However, at this time, a black spaceship appeared out of thin air and quickly intercepted the silver-gray spaceship. This Earthling actually has a spaceship. At this moment, the universe adventurers all had a bitter taste in their mouth. They hadn't found out about this before. We surrender. Surrender, don't kill us. The silver ship quickly stopped. The two crew members of the spaceship were very clear, relying on spirit attacks, for a star level 7 spirit reader to kill the two little star traveler punks. It was too easy. Also, their ship's AI listened to the captain's orders. It was impossible for him to ignore the captain and escape with them. Luo Feng, Hong, Thunder God and the others floated in the air above the castle, surrounded by close to 1,000 slaves. Meng Wan brought his men into the silver-gray universe ship. You're called Boluo Nulan Shan? Luo Feng looked at the incredibly handsome explorer captain. Yes. The captain stood perfectly straight. Beside him were Meng 2 and Meng 3 who were escorting him. The captain's gaze was cold. I didn't expect that 2 to 3 years ago, because of a star level 1 space beast, your entire race was on the brink of extinction. However, in a short 2 to 3 years, you've already gained so many warriors. The captain looked at Luo Feng, his gaze complicated. You have a universe ship? Then you've definitely been to the other planets in the universe, these black Meng warriors. Were you the one who bought them? Boluo Nulan Shan wasn't stupid, of course he could guess. Smart. Luo Feng looked at them. It's laughable that I still treated you as aborigines. Boluo Nulan Shan was filled with hatred. If he had known that Earth had such power, he wouldn't have even shown himself, and would have waited in space for the family fleet. The moment the family fleet arrived, Earth would have no way to resist. However, according to the information he had gathered, he was very sure that Earth didn't have any battle power beyond the star level. Right? He was very sure. If there were absolute warriors, then how could the golden horned beast cause such a huge disaster? If there were absolute warriors, why hadn't any of the secret areas of the network been discovered? Also, Earth's undisputed pinnacle warriors were Hong, Thunder God and Luo Feng, these three. And he had also seen that these three, none of them were star levels. With so much information, he was sure that Earth didn't have any star-level battle power. However, fate was playing with people. Fate plays with people. Boluo Nulan Shan was filled with hatred within. How many of you came to Earth? Luo Feng asked, how did you get here? Boluo Nulan Shan's heart was filled with longing. These Earth people don't even know that there's still my family fleet behind them. I'm enduring it for now. When the family fleet arrives, we'll destroy them easily. If we're lucky, I'll still have a chance of survival. Boluo was filled with longing for life. There are a total of 9 of us. Boluo Nulan Shan said solemnly, we accidentally stumbled into a wormhole. That's how we entered this void starfield. According to the old star maps, we knew that this void region had 2 life planets. Back then we were extremely excited. Discovering a planet in the universe represents an incomparably huge amount of wealth. Hence our little team of adventurers headed in that direction. Oh, wormhole? Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God looked at each other. No wonder. Otherwise, even if one flew at light speed from the edge of the void region, it would still take about 1,000 years to reach here. Only a wormhole, this sort of irregular existence, would allow a universe ship to suddenly enter this starfield. Just the 9 of you? Hong asked. Yes. Boluo nodded. We don't trust anyone else. Discovering a planet, this sort of thing, how could we easily tell others? Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God all nodded within. What Boluo said made sense. Meng 2, hypnotize the other 6, asked them carefully. Luo Feng was cautious, ordering, swiftly rushing into the sky. Hong and Thunder God followed, flying towards the silver-gray ship. Hypnotize? Boluo's expression immediately changed. The other 6 adventurers' expressions changed too. Having been on the edge of life and death for so long, they were adept at grasping any opportunity to escape. With what the captain had said earlier, they were clear on what to do. Only by relying on the family fleet behind would they have any hope of survival. If even this was revealed, the aboriginals of Earth would definitely not spare them. Even if they didn't speak, the Ayattuka could communicate with Buluo's consciousness, with Buluo's instructions. Atuka wouldn't leak any information. If they wanted to listen well, it was a pity. The opponent had a powerful spirit reader, able to easily hypnotize a star traveler or a star level 1 or 2. Silver Gray ship within the control room. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God entered the control room. Master. Meng Wan's guard bowed respectfully. Beside him were 2 explorers in charge of the ship's maintenance. HM. Luo Feng nodded, flipping his hand and retrieving a microchip card. Chi. It was immediately inserted into a notch in the control panel. Begin the infiltration, Luo Feng, watch me. Babata began to infiltrate the ship's AI system. A child's head immediately appeared on the control panel screen, shouting, "Stop the infiltration, immediately stop the infiltration." Waha, it can only be considered a normal AI. In terms of intellect, it can't even compare to that Black Dragon Mountain X-81's AI. Babata's evil head appeared on the screen. Babata revealed his fangs, extremely pleased, swiftly and continuously infiltrating the system, taking complete control of the ship. Luo Feng took out the phone from his pocket. Looking, it was the country's contact person, General Wang. "Mr. Luo Feng, we've just received intelligence, saying there's a voice from your castle. From now on, you are all the slaves of the universe's warrior Buluo Nulan Shan. What's going on?" General Wang said anxiously from the countryside, "And we've also discovered a large number of warriors flying in the air, close to 1,000 of them. To be able to fly, that meant they were at least star travelers. Close to 1,000 star travelers? Which country on Earth wouldn't be nervous? Relax, we've just met an explorer from the universe, we've already subdued him, there's no problem," Luo Feng said casually. "Hello. Oh, Lady Larry." Hong and Thunder God received the call. Obviously, the sudden appearance of close to 1,000 warriors on top of the castle, this scene was known by all the countries. There was no way they didn't know, because, for an important place like Luo Feng's castle, there would definitely be a large number of spies observing it. "No problem. It's already no problem." Hong and Thunder God laughed through the phone. Luo Feng held the phone and smiled as he spoke, however his expression suddenly changed, because the control panel's screen was swiftly displaying large amounts of Chinese words. It was Babata's doing. "Impossible." Luo Feng's face immediately went pale. Hong and Thunder God looked over in shock. However, when they saw the Chinese words on the screen, their faces too became extremely pale. "No, no." Hong and Thunder God's eyes were filled with shock and rage. Master, that captain before was lying. His little explorer team was just the vanguard. Behind them there's still the huge Nulan Shan family fleet." Meng Tu, who was in charge of hypnosis and interrogation, rushed into the ship, shouting anxiously. Luo Feng's expression was ashen. He already knew. "Kill him!" Thunder God besides said angrily. "Don't kill him, just cripple him first, torture and interrogate him." Hong Tu said angrily. "Right, interrogate. Everything regarding the Nulan Shan family, interrogate them for me." Luo Feng's eyes were ice-cold. Earth's 3 pinnacle warriors were all incomparably furious. "What's up? What happened? Dear Hong? What's going on?" Voices resounded from the 3's phones. "General Wang, our Earth's humans are in big trouble." Luo Feng's face was pale, his eyes red as he stared at the control panel's screen. The words on it were like sharp knives stabbing into his heart. "We're in big trouble," Thunder God said solemnly. "I suggest we immediately gather the leaders of the 5 countries, the leaders of the 23 headquarter cities. We'll meet in the Palace of War Gods," Hong said coldly. Luo Feng nodded, thinking about the huge power of the family fleet. He couldn't help but feel fear. P.S. Chapter 2 has ended. Continue writing Chapter 3. Continue to work hard on getting votes. Everyone has a free recommendation ticket. Please vote for Tomato. Chapter 300. This isn't even on the same level. Luo Feng couldn't help but be flustered. Hacking into the explorer ship's AI system, he discovered, this time, the Newland Shan family's conquest of Earth, with a small universe ship as the vanguard, the Newland Shan family fleet as the main force. This time, the Newland Shan family fleet consisted of 2 battleships. Within the fleet, the leader was the Newland Shan family leader's direct disciple Pola, with 7 other direct disciples supporting him. Beside the 8 direct disciples, there were over 30 Newland Shan guards. The leader's direct disciple, his status was extremely high. Only those who had reached the star level 9 had the right to receive it. The Newland Shan guards were the Newland Shan family's most elite warriors, every one of them extremely valuable, their strength all at the star level 9 stage. Over 40 star level 9s, other star level 8s, 7s etc., there were even more the star level warriors on the 2 battleships. According to Buluo Newland Shan's AI Atuka's calculations, there should be about 1,000 of them, and over 10,000 star traveler levels. Star level 9, just one of them would be enough to sweep Earth. However, this time there are over 40. Luo Feng's expression was ashen. It's very troublesome now. Thunder God's eyes were like lightning, saying solemnly, over 40 star level 9s, leading about 1,000 star levels, and over 10,000 star traveler levels. How do we fight? There's no way to fight. Unless we have a universe-level warrior, only then will we have a chance. However, where will the universe-level warriors come from? Luo Feng gritted his teeth anxiously. Universe-level? If he gave himself 1 or 2 years, his golden-horned beast body would reach the universe level. However, the Newland Shan family fleet would arrive in 3 months. 3 months, there's only 3 months left. Luo Feng muttered softly. Hong, who had been sitting there with his eyes closed, suddenly opened his eyes. You found it. Thunder God looked at Hong. Luo Feng too looked at Hong. Hong nodded, his expression becoming even more serious. The Kaluo Empire's Newland Shan family is only a small family in the vast universe. It's very easy to find information on them in the virtual universe network. The Newland Shan family, 81,066 years ago, was established by the universe-level warrior Newland Shan himself. Newland Shan himself was the first family leader. His name became the family's surname. Newland Shan's talent is extremely high. His comprehension is extremely strong. After reaching the universe level, he took in many disciples. Right now, Newland Shan himself is a universe level 9. He has many disciples under him and is extremely adept at teaching. 6 of them are universe levels. And amongst these 6 disciples, 2 of them were from the Newland Shan family. Hong said in a low voice, they are the 2nd and 3rd patriarchs respectively. What? Luo Feng was shocked. Even though he knew long ago that with a teacher, the chances of a universe level being born was higher. However, a single Newland Shan family, including the founder, actually had a total of 7 universe levels. How do we fight this? Thunder God was also anxious. The Newland Shan family is the 3rd largest family in the Kaluo Empire. Hong introduced. The Kaluo Empire is a low-level civilized country in the universe. The Black Dragon Mountain Empire is one of the 500 vassal states, but it is one of the top 3 out of the 500 vassal states. The number 1 family in the Kaluo Empire is the royal family, the Kaluo clan. The strongest person in the royal family is the Kaluo domain master. The 2nd largest clan in the Kaluo Empire is the Wadey clan. Luo Feng's heart skipped a beat. The Wadey clan? The good friend he met on Dragon's Star, Gao Xing Wadey, seemed to have mentioned Kaluo dollars. This Wadey clan was a family in the Kaluo Empire? However, Gao Xing said on Dragon's Star, there wasn't anyone on Dragon's Star that he couldn't afford to offend. To dare say such a thing, it shouldn't just be a low-level civilized country family, right? Or maybe Gao Xing Wadey wasn't the same family as this Wadey clan? The Wadey clan is a business family, only their home is in the Kaluo Empire. Hong continued, Right now, the majority of the Weighty clan's power is in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, even extending into the Ganwu Empire. Their overall power is even more terrifying than the entire Kaluo Empire. However, within the Kaluo Empire, only the Weighty clan's home, the remaining strong warriors only number around 10 universe levels. The Kaluo Empire's third family is the Nulan Shan family. Because he was able to raise 6 universe levels, Nulan Shan's reputation is extremely great, causing many to submit to him. Along with tens of thousands of years of operation, the entire Nulan Shan family territory has over 1,000 life planets. The most elite Nulan Shan guards are known as the 8,000 Nulan Shan guards, which means there are at least 8,000 star level 9 warriors. The most terrifying is Nulan Shan himself. Nulan Shan himself, within the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, he is extremely famous. His battle abilities are extremely strong. Luo Feng felt powerless against this huge Nulan Shan family. He really had no way to resist. 8,000 Nulan Shan guards. 7 universe levels. Just what should I do? A short 3 months, my golden horned beast body doesn't even have enough time to reach the universe level. Luo Feng swiftly pondered, become the leader of Earth? Then I have to reach the star level within 3 months, obtain the bank account left behind by my teacher, only then can I buy Earth. Discovering an ownerless planet, there were 3 choices. 1. Obtain the reward, there were no other benefit. As for how to deal with Earth, Luo Feng had no way of interfering. 2. Pay up and become the leader of Earth. However, the Black Dragon Mountain Empire had the right to collect taxes on the planet's imports and exports. 3. Directly by the planet, obtaining 100% of the authority. He didn't want to choose the first one. The moment he chose, the fate of Earth's humans would be uncertain. I can only think of a way to reach the star level as fast as possible. Luo Feng gritted his teeth. The jade marrow combined with the Muya crystals, within 3 months, it's still possible. Second brother, third brother, the leaders of the various countries are about to reach the War God Palace. Let's enter the virtual space. Okay. Let's go in. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God entered their individual training rooms, entering the virtual space War God Palace. Countless years, Earth's humans had never truly interacted with the universe countries. Now there was actually a universe country's powerful family that wanted to conquer and control the entire Earth? Especially when Luo Feng and the other 2 spoke of the opponent's strength, it made the upper echelons of Earth feel anxious, panicked, and lost. What to do? These upper echelons were indeed the elites of Earth, finally coming up with a detailed plan. On the balcony of the castle, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God gazed at the ground. We have no choice, Hong said softly. Luo Feng, you didn't lie to us, there really is such an account? Thunder God looked at Luo Feng. Yes, but I have to reach the star level to obtain this account. Luo Feng looked at the endless stream of people on the distant streets, reaching the star level to obtain a bank account. Luo Feng only told his wife, Hong and Thunder God, no one else. Let's risk it. We can only risk it. Thunder God said. Risk it. Hong said solemnly. Yes, risk it. Luo Feng nodded. Luo Feng said solemnly, within 3 months if I can reach the star level, everything will be fine. If within 3 months I can't reach the star level, then we can only take samples and send the data to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire and receive the 100 billion Black Dragon dollars reward. Earth will belong to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. At least the Nulan Shan family won't dare steal it. Luo Feng said slowly, and if the Black Dragon Mountain Empire wants to control Earth through the wormhole, they'll need another 2 years of interstellar travel. 2 years of time. I'll rely on the ship. Secretly transfer the humans of Earth. This was the plan. Prepare both ways. Success, he would become the leader of Earth. Failure, he would let Earth escape, allowing the humans of Earth to transfer as much as possible within these 2 years. Of course, this path would be very difficult. Allowing close to 7 billion humans to migrate was an extremely difficult and painful task. Unless it was the last resort, Luo Feng wouldn't choose to do it. That day, 3 in the afternoon, Thunder God's daughter, Hong's children, Luo Feng's family were all gathered in this castle. Many of Earth's upper echelon leaders were here too. Be careful on the other planets in the universe. The hopes of countless people on Earth are all on you. Do your best. Under everyone's words and anticipation, Luo Feng kissed his wife and children, following Hong and Thunder God towards the Black Dragon ship in mid-air. Daddy, come back soon. Daddy. The 2 children held by Su Xin shouted loudly. Okay. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God entered the Black Dragon ship's cabin door at the same time. The cabin door closed, the Black Dragon ship swiftly ascended, carrying the hope of Earth's people and leaving Earth. And the entire population of close to 7 billion people, the majority of them didn't know that in their peaceful lives, 3 people had already left Earth, heading into the vast universe to fight for hope. Within the Black Dragon ship's control room, external simulation at 100%. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God turned to look at the beautiful azure planet behind them. Babata. Luo Feng's voice was cold. Speed up, prepare for universe travel, first destination, Bylon Star. The Black Dragon ship carried the 3 strongest warriors of Earth, beginning universe travel. The last time it was Luo Feng alone, to broaden his horizons and buy medals for himself. And this time it was 3 people, all for the hope of Earth's people. Not too far away from Earth, in a certain vast universe, 2 long and flat gray battleships, one in front and one behind, were both incomparably huge. The 2 battleships looked similar, their length reaching a shocking 6,000 m. At this time, they had become 2 blurry beams of light, swiftly flying through space. Within the battleship ahead, within the control room, a handsome youth that looked very similar to Boluo Nulan Shan sat there. Beside him sat 3 other men. What's going on? The handsome youth creased his eyebrows. We can't connect. The black-skinned man nodded. The handsome youth's eyes flashed with killing intent. This Boluo, the old head promised him that he would be able to take up the position of Eternal Elder. He really thinks he's so high and mighty that he can step on our heads. With regards to that planet, he actually didn't tell us anything at all. He's really ruthless. We invited him to talk, but he didn't connect. Another handsome youth gritted his teeth and said hatefully, Pola, I think we should. Saying that he waved his hand. The other 2 were shocked too. The handsome youth Pola shook his head. Don't mess around, the family matters are more important. Anyway, there's still 3 months before we reach that planet. According to what the old head said, there's a high possibility that there's a huge treasure trove. P.S. 3 chapters completed. I've seen some book reviews. Why do the humans in the universe still use month, day and hour as time units? Why do they still use dog shit as a form of cursing? I'll explain. I've already explained it before. This is all translated into Earth's Chinese language. Just like in English, when translated into Chinese, it can be simply F***ck or Godai etc. To make it easier for everyone to understand, tomato won't make up a bunch of universe units, otherwise everyone will find it too complicated. I've paused for the past 3 days. Tomato owes everyone 6 chapters. Today's 3 chapters is the first to make up for what I owe. I'll continue tomorrow and the day after. Regarding the plot, the following plot will definitely be exciting. Tomato has confidence. At the same time, I'm also trying to get votes. Because of Tomato, there aren't many votes right now. I hope everyone will support me. Chapter 301. Sitting in the Black Dragon ship, through universe travel, they arrived on Bylon Star, 11,800 light-years away from Earth. Bylon Star, extremely cold region. Many large warehouses were scattered in this cold region. a black universe ship slowly landed in front of one of the large warehouses in the residential area of the castle. So. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God swiftly jumped out of the cabin door. Behind them followed 4 black Meng bodyguard. Master! The 101 slave guards stationed on by Lan Star stood outside the castle, respectfully welcoming Luo Feng's arrival. Big brother, second brother, follow me. Luo Feng walked towards the castle, walking on the spiral staircase of the castle. Third brother, you're not bad. Thunder God looked through the window of the staircase, gazing at the snow-covered land outside. This was his first time leaving Earth for another life planet in the universe. This is the first time I've left Earth in my entire life. I actually came to how many light years is this from Earth again? 11,800 light years. Luo Feng was speechless. Because of the Newland Shan family matter, he was under a lot of pressure. However, his second brother was nervous at first, but now he was relaxed. 11,800 light years, what a far place! Thunder God exclaimed. This is a good place to stay. Hong nodded. Big brother, second brother, aren't you too anxious at all? Luo Feng pushed open the door, entering a living room. The 3 brothers sat on the sofa. Anxious? Against danger, there's no point in being anxious. Hong's gaze was calm. Whether it's second brother's ancient yoga meditation, or our China's ancient internal meditation techniques, they're all extremely beneficial to one's mental state training. Mental state? Luo Feng was suspicious. However, the Yun-Mo planet lineage, or any other training, mostly had requirements for one's technique, level etc. The level here and mental state were 2 different things. A person with a bad mental state, evil and crazy, could still become a strong warrior. Don't tell me. Within the AI space, Babata's blood-red eyes gleamed. This is the reason why Hong and Thunder God have their own domains at the Star Traveler level? On Earth, Huaxia and India had the most powerful cultivators. Furthermore, many experts are at the intent level, which is much higher than the average standard in the universe. Realms were split into basics, conception, domain and world, 4 big levels. Any higher and it would involve undying beings. Let's not talk about this. Within the living room, Luo Feng's expression was serious. Big brother, second brother, on the way to buy Lan Star in the ship, I've been thinking, the plan from before was a little risky. Risk? Hong and Thunder God thought for a while and nodded. What else can we do but take risks? Thunder God said helplessly. We have no way of knowing every minute and every second, the moment the Newland Shan family fleet reaches Earth. I'm afraid they will immediately capture and control some important people. Luo Feng's gaze was like a sharp blade. No matter what, I definitely don't want my family to be in danger. Big brothers, you don't want to, right? Hong nodded and said, Didn't we leave the other spaceship on Earth? The C-grade ship that the Universe Explorer team brought earlier was parked behind Luo Feng's castle. This was to allow Luo Feng, Hong, the Thunder God family, and a few important people to escape at the crucial moment. No. That flying ship was too small. How many people could fit inside? 1,000 people? The 3,000 people were probably all filled up. What about the supplies? What do they eat and drink? Luo Feng shook his head. In the worst-case scenario, I'll only be able to save 1,000 people. I'm afraid even the race's reproduction would be difficult. Then you want to? Hong and Thunder God looked at Luo Feng. Buy a survival base. Luo Feng said. Survival base? Hong and Thunder God were curious, not sure what that was. Normally developing a primitive planet, or an important mining planet. They'll build a survival base on that planet. Luo Feng explained, survival bases, the small ones can house up to 10 million people, the big ones can house up to 1 billion people. The survival bases can ensure air supply, water supply, food etc. Ah! Hong and Thunder God's eyes gleamed. Let's go to the Virtual Universe Network and find someone who sells survival bases. Luo Feng smiled. Even though the Newland Shan family fleet would arrive in 3 months, It wasn't detailed to be 88 days later, 89 days later, or anyway, the time wasn't detailed enough. To prevent any accidents, it was better to build a sturdy survival base. That was very safe. Virtual Universe, Ganwu Continent's Black Dragon Mountain Island. Black Dragon Mountain Island, even though it was just an island, it was tens of millions of times larger than all the landmasses on Earth combined. Within a private room in a restaurant. Even though this is the virtual universe, the taste of the dishes etc. are exactly the same as the real thing. Thunder God praised, and the prices are extremely cheap. Stop eating, in a while, the Tai Luo Company's supervisor will arrive. Hong said. Luo Feng's eyebrows were filled with worry. Earlier when he had relied on Babata to check the prices of the survival bases, his good mood from before had fallen to rock bottom. Knock, knock, knock. The sound of knocking on the door resounded. Thunder God got up and went to open the door. The one who walked in was a tall and big man, about 2.6 tall, his skin was brown, his left and right cheeks had 3 scars. This was the universe's large Tai Luo Company's second-level supervisor in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. This supervisor smiled, slightly bowing. My name is Luo D. It's a pleasure to meet the 3 of you. The survival bases that the 3 of you are requesting to buy, the amount involved is simply too huge, hence it's best that we meet face to face and discuss. Understood. Luo Feng nodded. The supervisor placed the black drawing board in his hands on the table. On the screen immediately images of survival bases appeared. Look, there are big and small survival bases. The prices are naturally different too. This is the cheapest A grade. It only requires 100,000 Black Dragon dollars to build a base with a length and width of 10 kilometers, a height of 100 m, separated into 30 levels, enough to accommodate 300 million people. There are even bigger ones. My 3 guests, you requested for a strong defense. This is the B6 grade. The price is much more expensive, similar to the ones above. It requires 90 million Black Dragon dollars. The supervisor smiled as he spoke. Hong and Thunder God looked at the prices of the survival bases. I need a survival base that can withstand a Universe Level 1 warrior's attack. Luo Feng said directly. Over 40-star Level 9 warriors working together, that was roughly equivalent to a Universe Level 1 warrior. That'll be expensive. Supervisor Luodi's eyes gleamed. This is the C5 grade, able to accommodate 300 million people. It requires 98 billion Black Dragon dollars. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. Back when he sold the Arc Cutter Blade, he had 18 billion left. After that he bought the Jade Marrow, the Slave Guards, the Golden Horned Beast's precious metals, the Purple Light Drink. He only had 7 billion Black Dragon dollars left. On those normal planets, he would definitely be one of the richest people. However, to buy an extremely large survival base that could withstand a Universe Level 1 attack, it was far from enough. I need a C3 grade. Luo Feng said directly. A C3 grade is cheap, able to accommodate 300 million people. It only requires about 51 billion. Supervisor Luo D said. A smaller one. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. This one can accommodate 30 million people. It only requires 9 billion. Supervisor Luo D continued to smile. There's no smaller one? Luo Feng asked. No more. Supervisor Luodi's expression was a little ugly, cursing within. Were these 3 purposely making fun of him? Luo Feng pondered within. These survival bases' living standards were each person living at least 10 square meters. And during Earth's crucial times, if more people were to be stuffed in, the 30 million standard could totally accommodate 100 million people. We've searched for information. Your company can customize survival bases, right? Luo Feng said. Customize? Supervisor Luo D glanced at Luo Feng. Customizing according to your requirements, it's very troublesome. Hence, customizing is a privilege given to large orders that exceed 10 billion Black Dragon dollars. Hey, you 3, are you buying or not? If you can't afford the C grade, just buy the B grade. Don't look down on the B grade and think the C grade is too big. Do you even know how to speak? Thunder God was annoyed, opening his mouth to speak Chinese. Unfortunately, Supervisor Luo Di couldn't understand. Oh, you're angry? Luo Di rubbed his big nose, laughing. Being in charge of the virtual universe network, I'll often meet such trash like you. You can't even afford it, yet you purposely ask all sorts of questions, wasting my time. Do you think the virtual universe network can't teach you a lesson, hence you dare to make fun of me? Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were stunned. This supervisor didn't look like a businessman at all? What's up? You can't accept it? So what if I scold you? In the real world, I'll definitely teach you a lesson. Tisk, 3 paupers. Luo Di stood up in disdain. He vanished into thin air, obviously leaving the virtual universe network. Within the private room, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were all fuming. Paupers? They were scolded as paupers. If I knew how to speak universe language, I'd definitely scold him. Thunder God couldn't help but say, "What's the point of scolding him?" Babata, who was on Luo Feng's shoulder like a little elf, laughed in disdain. Very simple, you'll immediately become a big customer of the Thai Luo company, and then directly complain about this Luodi's poor service. This kind of subsidiary department, and a second-level supervisor punk, will immediately be fired. He'll definitely regret it to death. Big customer? Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were stunned. But we don't have that much money. Thunder God said. That's simple. Babata said casually. Luo Feng, don't you have the Black Dragon Mountain X-81 ship? This kind of antique luxury item, it's definitely a favorite among ship enthusiasts. If you take it out, there'll be plenty of ship enthusiasts who'll buy it. Sell ships? Luo Feng was shocked. In terms of performance, the little explorer's ship you captured isn't much worse than yours. After all, it's a C-grade ship. It's just that the material is made of alloy. That ship is worth a few $100 million Black Dragon dollars. Your Black Dragon ship is worth over $10 billion Black Dragon dollars only. Other than that, there's no difference in performance. After selling the Black Dragon ship, you can use the other one for now. What's more, once you get the account your teacher left for you, you'll be able to buy something even better than the Black Dragon Mountain ship. Why would you care about this? Luo Feng immediately laughed. Right. After he reached the star level, he would naturally be able to buy a new ship. How do I sell the Black Dragon ship? Luo Feng asked. Simple, you can directly contact Gao Xing. He's a ship enthusiast. For someone like him, with his status and position, he'll definitely know a large group of people with the same interests, money and status. They can pay a very high price. Babata said directly, sell the Black Dragon ship, and build a few survival bases for the humans of Earth. That'll be a huge contribution to the humans of Earth. Also, you can use your status as a big customer to teach that snob a lesson. Luo Feng nodded. He immediately let Babata contact Gao Xing. While contacting him, Luo Feng and the others sat down to eat. Hey Luo Feng, it's been a while, you've only contacted me now. A screen appeared before Luo Feng and the others. On it appeared a chubby punk.